That's strangely close to Daniel Jones from the Giants. Daniel, is that you? Beat the Chiefs. Show me. If the Broncos and Russell Wilson can show me that they can beat the Chiefs, then I will start believing.
The crowd up. And so are this defense, and Kansas City won't snap the ball again. The Denver Broncos have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs.
David Montgomery on the Lions, former Bear, gonna make this his revenge game for sure. David Montgomery gets the touchdown that ices the game. No! And there's a flag. There's flags. There's flags. There's flags. There's flags. Snap. Hold. Kick.
Denver wins! Denver wins! Let's go!
They open. No!
What happened? Ah, shit.
America is football. Football is America.
Football is America. If you don't like it, you can kiss your candy ass for the moment in time. I don't give a damn. Oh my God.
No!
You loved it.
30-27. Chiefs win. Chiefs win 30-20. Woo! What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the only football podcast. Tonight, we've got some Monday Night Football action. Two of the top teams in the NFL, I would say, squaring off right now. And we've got the Lions threatening already inside the 2-yard line, trying to score. Apologies for the late start, but let's get to it. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get a touchdown. Touchdown, Jahmyr Gibbs, and the Lions, they get the lead early 6-0. Thank you, everybody who is here right now on YouTube. We got Crafty over here waiting for Only Football Podcast. Is like waiting for the Falcons to score, especially after yesterday. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Again, apologies for the lateness. But hey, I brought you the touchdown. So that's something. Right. I'm here for the action and action only, strictly action here on the Only Football Podcast. But that is Jahmyr Gibbs run for a touchdown, 11 plays, 67 yards, 5 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock with the extra point going through. So the Lions are going to take a 7-0 lead, and it's time to update the ticker because of the running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, and the kicker with the extra point. There we go, guys. Thank you for being here again. Well, Kyle should be coming on later, unless something crazy happens to him, but he will be on soon. And we were both running a little bit late. We got some stuff going on here on this Monday. But again, here for the action. Got the first touchdown of the game. And we got the first drink of the game. Crafty Lil E. I'm seeing you guys in the comments. Anybody else, let me know in the comments. We're still doing the special fund tonight. We got a total of, I think it's like 75, 77, 79, 81, $86 so far for the Kyle baby shower fund. So any and all super chats will from last night Sunday Night Football and tonight on Monday Night Football will be going straight to Kyle and his lady Mary for their upcoming child Bo. So any and all super chats will be going directly to them. We've got $86 so far. See if we can hit 100 tonight. That would be sick. Again, you can't donate. Don't even worry about it. If you can, awesome. But if you can't, a like, a subscribe, a share would make us very, very happy as well. How's the game? Also, congrats, Rick, on the Bears looking like a real NFL team. Thank you, Nick. Finally, Nick pays me a compliment. I'm sure there will be a comment later by Nick saying something about Russ being the next offensive coordinator for the Bears. But for right now, I'm gonna be happy with this comment, Nick. Appreciate that. Something crazy happening, like Giants keeping Dable for another week. From what I've read, and again, it's only been about 24 hours. It doesn't seem, the feeling does not seem to be going towards letting Dable go this year. Me and Kyle were talking about it after Sunday Night Football last night, that the Joe Shane and Dable are signed through the 2027 season. So not only this year, but 2 more seasons after that. But at some point you gotta cut your losses and call it a day. I mean, it's been 3-4 seasons already of the same BS in New York. So I think they should cut ties. But yeah. Rick just hit me in the face with the beer. I'm sorry, Crafty. That's my bad. Hand up. That's my bad. Didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to do a cheers. That's my fault. I lost track of all the season-ending injuries that came out of this week. Nick Bosa, really? Najee Harris, James Conner, just off the top of my head. I did not see the Nick Bosa thing. I think I was also kind of lost in the sauce there with all the other injuries happening. Nick, I'll get to your comment here in a sec. But 1st and 10 for the Ravens at the 20-yard line, takes a snap. Lamar going to be in the pocket, throwing right, and it's going to be caught. That looks like Mark Andrews for about a 19-yard gain and a 1st down for the Ravens. Russ is the next quarterback coach. If Russ is the next quarterback coach, 2 things are going to happen. Caleb will never throw over the middle, but he'll have a fucking amazing deep ball to his wide receivers. So you got to take the good with the bad. But I got to say, like, the accuracy on his deep balls for Caleb yesterday was nice. It was really, really nice to see. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Oh, we're going to have an encroachment on the defense. It looks like Aiden Hutchinson is going to be the culprit here. Or neutral zone infraction, I should say. I'm not really sure. Encroachment, what is that? Like, the lineman doesn't move, but the defensive player was across the line of scrimmage before the snap. I think that's encroachment. Either way, it is going to be a neutral zone infraction by the defense. So it's going to be a 1st and 5 now for the Ravens. Mark Andrews, his 8th season. I could have sworn Mark Andrews has been around for like 2 decades now. 1st and 5. Lamar under center, motioning to the right side, changing something at the line. Snap. Going to be Derrick Henry on the handoff. Derrick Henry's got an opening, and he's going to get a 1st down. Kind of got slowed down by all the traffic there along the line of scrimmage, but is able to get a 1st down and 10, getting close to Lions territory. Caleb and Bryce played to their draft position yesterday. They did. I didn't really see Bryce's stat line. Caleb definitely played just what you were expecting Caleb to play like all season, his rookie year, even with all that shit going on in the Bears organization. But yeah, I got to look at Bryce's stat line and catch some of the highlights. Lamar going to hand off. No, he's going to take it himself, left side of the line into Lions territory in a 1st down. About a 12-yard run there for Lamar. But hey, Crafty, if you think that Bryce did a good job, I believe you. Lions D looking like Aaron Glenn never left. I can't remember. Was the Lions defense always like not great at stopping the run? Like, they were a good defense last couple seasons, but I just like recently I feel like the running defense has been bad. Lamar, empty backfield in the shotgun, takes a snap, 1st and 10. Quick pass, left side. It's going to be Mark Andrews, who's going to get about 8 yards there on that pass. 2nd and 2 coming up. Mark Andrews getting the ball pretty often here so far in this first drive for the Ravens. Yeah, I'm actually going to look up what the Lions defense was like. Rushing defense, rushing yards per game, 2024. And actually, I'll get to that here in a bit. In the shotgun, Lamar going to hand it off It's going to be Derrick Henry gets stuffed at the line, gets maybe half a yard, maybe a yard. Either way, it's going to be 3rd and short. So Detroit let up an average of 103 yards, which, I mean, isn't great in 24. The last 3 games of that season was 125, and they gave up 182 the final game of the regular season. And at home, they gave up a lot more than away, as Derrick Henry's going to take it to the left side. 10, 5, touchdown, Ravens. Derrick Henry with a rushing touchdown. And there's a flag, but it's going to be on the defense. They're going to wave that one off. Derrick Henry, a touchdown on the first drive, about 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes, or just over 4 minutes, I would say, on that drive alone. But man, Derrick Henry able to find a hole, and his offensive line, and even Mark Andrews there on a very pivotal block in the second level of the defense, is able to hold long enough for Derrick Henry to get home inside the end zone. And just like that, the Ravens score a touchdown, snap, hold, kick is good. So let's get the ticker updated. The Ravens tie it up 7-7 at home against the Lions. Yeah, so Detroit, I mean, they were still a top 10 team in terms of rushing defense. The top 3 were Baltimore, Minnesota, and Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay is continuing that really good defense this year, in my opinion. And yeah, Tampa Bay is 6th right now in rushing defense, 84 yards per average so far through the first 3 games. So yeah, Detroit, like, not great. I mean, over 100 yards. I mean, if a running back gets 100 yards on you, I don't necessarily think it's a great rush defense. But also, when you compare it to other teams around the league, if it's not, if you're number 6 overall in that season, maybe running backs are just really, really good. But if you're top 10 in rush defense, that's not really nothing to kind of scoff at. Rick is looking for line slander. Yeah, after that 50 burger, I'm ready to just shit on the Lions as much as I can. And after the Bears looked really good yesterday against the Cowboys, obviously that defense is not very good for the Cowboys, but yeah, I'm ready to just absolutely take down the Lions any way I can, skew any numbers I need, just to fit my narrative. So yeah. Anyone else here? And Glenn do that funky chicken dance and then in anticipation of getting his first win as Jets coach, only for his D to promptly fold like a launch after that. That was sad to see, honestly. And who was it that the Jets took on? Who was it? Oh man, I had the. Oh wait, there it is. The Bucks. That's who it was. Yeah, that was rough. That was rough to be that excited. And to be honest, it looked like me that Monday, that week 1 Monday night game, the Bears against the Vikings, where the first half I was super happy. Third quarter, I was getting a little bit iffy. And then the fourth quarter, just downhill after that. So I'm right there with Aaron Glenn, I think. Liam, congratulations on 800 subs. Yeah. That's something that just happened over last night. We got over 800 subs on the channel. So I am very, very happy about that. We are currently at 8:14 as the Lions are going to take this kick to the 33-yard line. So thank you so much for that, Liam. I appreciate that comment. We're at 814 subs. And I got to give a lot of credit to Kyle's ability to make those shorts, because that got a lot of traction over these last, I would say, 5 days. So when Kyle gets on here, make sure you guys congratulate him too on not only is the 800 subs, but like his hard work on putting those shorts together and getting so many views and getting so many subs off of those shorts, as Jared Goff is going to get it to Jahmyr Gibbs on a broken screenplay that's going to lose a lot of yardage. Whether that is an incomplete pass or a backwards pass, I don't know yet. We'll see where they spot it. But yeah, Liam, thank you. I appreciate you noticing that. Lions D does a great impression of wet tissues. Yeah. Oh, yeah. KC in the chat. Rick, who do you think will win? I'm taking the Ravens to win at home. Right now, what looks to be a not so good Lions defense. They let up 21, 24 points, whatever it was, to the Bears. So, I mean, not a great defense, but I'm taking the Ravens at home for sure. I think the over is going to hit as Jahmyr Gibbs is going to take this handoff, bumps it to an own guy, and he's going to lose about a yard. He bumped into his own lineman, and that's going to be a 3rd and long now. That defensive line for the Ravens getting pressure and making disruptions happen in the backfield there. Let's see where he throws it at around the 23-yard line, and it traveled laterally. Or horizontally, I guess is what I would say. So I don't think it's a backwards pass. Anyway, 3rd and 19 after that failed run. But yeah, Casey, I'm taking the Ravens at home. Ginger! Fucking love you too. Here we go. Jared Goff shotgun. Ravens showing pressure. Takes the snap. In the pocket. Pressure's coming. He gets it to Jahmyr Gibbs on a screen. And they're able to tackle him with about 12 yards left to spare. So it's going to be a 4th and long here for the Lions. So they're going to punt it here. 3:56 and counting in this first quarter. Crafty Tampa. Yep. He forgot he was coaching the Jets where the motto is what can be blown will be blown. Yeah. And that defense does not look nearly as good as it did probably 2 seasons ago for the Jets. So Lions here at the 31-yard line are going to punt it away after stalling on this their second offensive drive of the game. There goes the punt. It'll be fielded around the 16-yard line, going to be taken close to about the middle, and at around the 27-yard line is where the Ravens are going to start their next drive. That backwards pass by Goof would do Tua proud. Yeah, and I'm sure Mike McDaniel is probably thinking, if he saw that, he's like, I'd rather take that over Tua right now, if we're all being honest. This might be a high-scoring game. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. One of my buddies from work called me earlier, and I told him on Friday or Saturday of last week, I was like, dude, I think the Bears are going to win this game. They're at home. It's a bad Dallas defense. They're giving up a lot of points. And his brother took the under, which I said, I think it might go under depending on the weather. And while the weather was fine, it's the under still hit for the Bears Cowboys game. So he called me earlier today. He's like, dude, you're my favorite person. I love you. I won the bet. And then he asked me about the Monday Night Football game tonight between the Ravens and the Lions. I saw the over-under at about 50.5 points. He told me it was 48. I don't know if it was a different site or at the sports book here in the casinos in Washington. But he said it was 48. And so I was like, I think it's going to go over because both of these defenses have let up a lot of points over these first 3 weeks. Or 2 weeks, I should say. Technically, this is week 3 for them. The first 2 weeks. I mean, you saw week 1, Ravens and Bills, right? Like, I know Goff isn't Josh Allen, but he could still put points on the board with his arm. Sitting in the pocket, that offense for the Lions looks still pretty good. So I told him, I think you should take the over if it's at 48. And I would probably still take the over if it was at 50.5, which is what it was on ESPN or CBS, whatever I said. So, yeah, Liam, I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game for sure. Casey, Crafty, Nick, my boys, and half zillion. That's right. I like the Ravens because we're not in the playoffs, but I like the Lions coach and team chemistry. Yeah, the chemistry, especially after how they started the season for the Lions, definitely has to like be strong. Like I don't think it got any weaker after losing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. I think that this Lions team believes in itself. Like it has a lot of belief in itself, in my opinion. So I don't necessarily think it's lost either. But the Ravens is just, again, I look at the roster and I look at the talent that they have on there, and they put it on display almost week in, week out. But yeah, Casey, like you said, I think the Ravens should win. Or even that too, Crafty. I mean, maybe the Lions just don't score any points and it's the Ravens, or the other way around. Lamar under center, fakes the handoff in the pocket, looking under a bit of pressure, is going to pass it. And there's Mark Andrews again for 8 yards. Oh, not Mark Andrews. That's Kohler for 8 yards on that pass. See, and this is like some of the things that just, to me, I'm like, man, how does Lamar Jackson do it where he's under pressure like that against a very good defensive line for the Lions and just is able to just flick of the wrist, pass it to an open guy as he's going to hand it off here. And I believe that's Justice Hill. No, that was Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, and just gets stuffed at the line. If he didn't lose a yard, he barely got to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Ravens in their second offensive drive. But yeah, man, sometimes I'm just jealous of quarterbacks like Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, where it's just like, no matter how much pressure they're under, they know where their guy's going to be, and just a quick flick, and they are 7, 8, a first down, Zay Flowers in the motion, takes a snap. Lamar in the pocket, looking, going to lob it up left side to no one. I think there was a miscommunication there. There's Justice Hill. I think maybe there's a miscommunication there for the Ravens between Lamar, and Lamar's coming to the sidelines kind of angry there. I think he wanted that one really bad. I mean, a 3rd and 3, anything else, maybe even a Derrick Henry one, probably gets it to you there. And the Lions weren't showing too much pressure either. So Lamar definitely wanted that first down, but instead they're going to punt here. Minute 55 left in this first quarter. And the punt's going to be fielded, inside the 5-yard line at around the 5 or 3. And the special teams gets the Lions returner down at the 7. There is a flag. We will see what this flag is. But right now, they're feeling themselves. Let's see what this flag's about. See if it's on the Lions or the Ravens. And it's going to be on the Lions holding. Oh, no. It might be halfway to the goal. Yeah, it's going to put them inside the 5 there with that penalty. Damn, that's not where you want to start if you're the Lions, especially after that terrible second offensive drive that they had. Not good. Not good. Ravens plus Henry just ain't fair. No, it's not. You've seen what he can do. It's not even fair. Crafty, you're ridiculous. I think all you guys that are right in the stream were here last night. If not, this is great. And Crafty, I got to give you props, because that Chiefs Giants game last night, when you were like, these guys are opposing cheeks. These two teams are opposing cheeks on the same ass. That one just got me. Just the wording of it, the delivery when you commented that, like, that was just brilliance. So, yeah, I just got to give Crafty credit on that, because there's some comments on here that make me laugh quite a bit. But man, that one got me. So 7-7, Lions are going to start inside their own 5-yard line on their next offensive series. And we'll see if they can get a first down compared to their last one. We'll see if they can move the ball a little bit better, like they were able to do against the Bears last week. But the Ravens defense can be good. Can be good. Lil E! Everybody in the chat tonight for this Monday Night Football game. And remember, guys, special fund still happening tonight. Still happening tonight. Oh, man, doubleheader next week. Jets, Dolphins, Bengals, Broncos. You know Kyle and I are going to be right here for the call of Bengals, Broncos. Oh, man, they are at the 1.5 yard line. If Finns lose to the Jets next Monday, McDaniel is surely done. Yeah, I think I could see that. I don't know if Aaron Glenn loses and starts off 0-4, whoo, Jared Goff going to hand it off up the middle, and I believe that's Montgomery. Gets a good chunk of yardage there. Definitely gives Jared Goff more room in the backfield with about a 6 to 7 yard run there. McDaniel, Mike McDaniel will the seat couldn't be hotter for him if he loses against the Jets. I think it's cooled off a bit after losing to the Patriots. Or what was it? The Patriots? No. The Bills by 10, but that was a lot on 2 on special teams. And there it is. And Montgomery's going to lose a yard or 2 there. There is a flag. I wonder where Hat is. Just as I come in. Hey, there we go. KC, you couldn't have worded that any better and any better on time. As Hat walks in. Hat, nice to have you, man. Illegal formation on the Lions. They are going to decline the penalty, so it is going to be a 3rd and long for the Lions. And it's going to be Glasgow, I believe. Illegal formation. I'm not exactly sure what the illegal formation is there. But yeah, Montgomery just gets swallowed up in the backfield there. So here we go, 3rd and 7. In the shotgun, Jared Goff and Graham Glasgow. After Ragnow had, or not Ragnow, maybe it was a Ragnow? I don't know, retired as center. Anyway, 3rd and 7. Goff, shotgun, 4 wide, takes the snap, looking to pass in the end zone, over the middle, and it's going to get caught by Laporta. Fresh set of downs for the Lions. Ravens defense unable to hold. And Hat, you have been summoned, and here you are. Love it. Love the timing of all that. Love the timing over there. So the Lions get a fresh set of downs here at their own 16-yard line. Under center, Jared Goff motions to the left side, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter. 7-7 tie so far. Ravens defense couldn't hold on that 3rd and long. That right there is a reason why I told my buddy, I was like, yo, I think you hit the over. And I think, again, Liam, I think that's why you were like, yeah, I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Because when it comes to certain things like that, and again, we saw the Ravens defense week 1 against the Bills, that kind of gives you hope that, at least gives the Lions hope, in my opinion, that we can get those first downs when we need it, when we really, really need it. And that's just going to lead to points if we can just, consistently get it. So this might be 17-14 by halftime kind of game, 20-17. Halftime, we'll see. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the one that you guys have been waiting for, the hottest man from when he turned 18, legal age, of course, to now, the hottest man for that many consecutive years, the biggest penis in the Northern Hemisphere and probably the entire world, the blood, sweat, and tears of the Denver Broncos. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Kyle.
Ooh!
Looking sexy right now. What did we do to deserve sexy Kyle on this Monday Night Football stream?
You just existed.
I love the reasoning. Kyle, we've got a 7-7 tie between the Ravens and the Lions. First quarter is over. They have each had 2 offensive series. They scored on their first ones, and currently Detroit is on their 3rd offensive series with a new set of downs inside their own 20, I believe, right now.
Wow. So
yeah,
a lot of long drives or like big plays.
Yeah, long drives. I would say the Lions' first drive was over 6 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And then the Ravens had about a 5-minute drive. And I know that doesn't seem long, but it felt like a very long drive.
Yeah. Did you who did you pick the Ravens, right?
I picked the Ravens to win this one. Yeah. Here we go. Goff looking over the middle, dumps it off to Montgomery. And oh my God, he's able to get the first down after running what seemed like 20 yards towards the sideline and is able to bend the corner and get that first down. But yeah, Kyle, I took the Ravens to win at home. What do you think about the over-under? From what I saw on ESPN, the over-under was 50.5 points. It was 48, according to one of my buddies. And the Ravens were favored by about 3 or 3.5 points. What are you thinking with all those numbers? As Jared Goff is in the pocket, under pressure, moves up, going to take it himself, and going to slide after about 5 yards.
So the Ravens, I believe, were like 5.5 point favorites.
Oh, was it 5?
Because I actually took the Lions because of the spread. I thought it was like, I don't know, that they thought the Ravens were gonna, come in here and just be a lot better than the Lions, and I felt like the Lions had some good mojo, coming into this game after last week.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning that earlier. I was like, after that 50 burger that the Lions put on the Bears.
Yeah, they feel like they can do anything.
Yeah, as Jahmyr Gibbs loses about 3 or 4 yards on that toss to the left side of the line. And what I'm seeing is Baltimore right now off CBS. Baltimore minus 4.5, over under 53.5 is what I'm seeing on CBS. 3rd and 8.
Right now, like the live betting?
I'm on the website, CBS, so I don't know if it's a live thing or what.
What is it showing it at?
First down, Laporta again inside the 45-yard line. Baltimore favored by 4.5 with the over-under set at 53.5.
Yeah, 4.5. Yeah, Baltimore's 4.5. That's what I got in. Yeah, I still thought this should have been a 3-point spread max.
Ooh, okay.
If you got the Ravens winning, that's fine, but more than a field goal, it felt like just a little disrespectful to the Lions, considering like the Ravens have already given up 40 points to the Bills week 1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was saying too. Yeah,
the Lions are going to score on them. Like, that's what made Green Bay so dangerous, was that there's a lot of like really great offenses, but if you don't have a great defense, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And that was one of the things I was saying, like Detroit, they gave up 24 points, whatever it was, to the Bears. They gave up a shit ton of points to the Packers, and then the Ravens too have given up a lot of points as they toss it here to Dave Montgomery up the left side of the line and is going to get about 9.5, maybe gets a first down on 2nd and 10. No, it is going to be a 3rd and short coming up. But that was my reasoning too for because I was telling everybody here that my buddy had called and was like, yo, what do you think about the over under? And the over under that I saw at the time he called me was 50.5. And for me, I was like, I think I'm taking the over on that. It's the weather in Baltimore is fine. Both of these offenses have scored a ton of points, especially the Lions last week. I think I'm taking the over on this. Is Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get across the first down marker for a first down.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because there's only one team that I think we assume is going to score a lot of points, but they really don't, is Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Buffalo's capable, but they try to stay really balanced and run the football a lot. And Josh Allen, like in his last 5 games, has averaged like 174 passing yards.
Oh, wow.
And the books just haven't really adjusted to the new Buffalo Bills. So you'll still get these like 50.5 spreads with the Bills.
Yep.
Because it's like, we have 4 years of the Bills going out and having to score 40 to win.
Yep.
So if it was like the Bills playing Baltimore, I would have taken the under, and they did play, and I would have lost, and I did.
Yeah. But, and that was week 1, because we've said it here too, like a couple times already. Week 1 is just such a wild card that whether you take the over or the under, it's just like, well, we got to wait till this game is over and a couple weeks go by to really understand where everyone is offensively and defensively. So yeah, I know what you're saying.
Uh-oh.
2nd and 1 here for the Lions. Going to have an I formation after that penalty by the Ravens. So far, 6.5 minute drive. Going to hand it off. David Montgomery, right side of the line, inside the 30-yard line of the Ravens. First down.
Let me know when David Montgomery takes a drink of his Gatorade bottle.
Okay. I'm going to say now when it happens. So you're ahead of me, huh?
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs now.
Okay.
You meant Gibbs, right? Not Montgomery?
No, I meant Gibbs, yeah.
Okay, yeah. We should be synced up here.
I thought Montgomery was running the ball in the last drive, and I thought he ran off the field and got a Gatorade.
Oh, yeah, it was Gibbs. I was like, wait, I think he meant Gibbs. Under center, motions Laporta, right side, Goff. Motion again, takes a snap, hands it off, and it's going to be Montgomery up the middle for a first down inside the red zone. Tough runs.
This is kind of what separates the Lions from a lot of teams, is their ability to just run 10 yards at a pop. Yeah. And then as soon as you're like, oh, no, so they're a running football team. They have Sam Laporta, Jamison Williams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they can just – no team in the NFL has weapons like the Lions. No team. The Ravens are the closest thing to it. And I would take the Lions – I would maybe take Lamar over Jared Goff, but I'm taking Gibbs and Montgomery over Henry.
And Hill, yeah, for sure.
And Hill. I'm taking Laporta over Mark Andrews all day.
Yeah, me too.
Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams, I'm taking over whoever the number 1 is for the Ravens. I guess it's technically
Flowers.
Zay Flowers is a good receiver. I was thinking of he didn't play week 1.
Oh my God. I know exactly who you're referring to. I just can't think of his name right now. Yeah. 2nd and 9 at the 18-yard line. Goff under center. Gives it to Gibbs up the middle. Gibbs able to find a hole and is going to get 8 yards. A 3rd and 1 upcoming. What is his name, Kyle? God damn it.
I know. I could easily look it up. I don't want to. So there's Nelson Aguilar. Right, but
Rashad Bateman,
yeah,
or DeAndre Hopkins too, yeah.
They have D-Hop, but these guys are so young. Like, Montgomery is the oldest one, I guess, out of Gibbs, Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jamison Williams, and it's like, man, I mean, you just don't get that many jokers on one team.
Yeah,
like, watch. They could run it, or you could run a choice route. Oh, that's the last thing I expected.
And it's going to be Goff up the middle for a first down. That is the last thing they expected, especially when, like you said, you have a Gibbs or David Montgomery, you would expect a handoff to either of those guys because they could run tough and run through tackles.
He hurt his knee a little bit on that. Jared Goff, he kind of came up and had to like extend it and bend it, and then his player in the huddle asked him if he was all right, and he was like, yeah. Okay. But obviously, if the guy next to him noticed, something was a little weird.
1st and goal, Goff shotgun, takes the snap, looking, gets it to Gibbs, and I think he's down by contact. His knee went down, I think, before the ball crossed the line, the goal line. Right.
Fantasy football fans everywhere. I was worried about his back. I don't care about the touchdown. I was looking at his back get bent back like that. Look at this.
Yeah.
Such a violent sport when somebody as powerful as him can just get stood up like that. Yeah, that hurt. He's hurting a little bit.
He's like, well, that sucked. 2nd and goal.
But Dave Montgomery, I did have the anytime touchdown, I will say.
There we go. And it's lining up to look good. There it is. Dave Montgomery up the middle. Touchdown. He crossed the line. He had to cross the line there.
Okay. I didn't think he got it, but I love it. Let's go.
That was a long drive. It seemed like, 8-9 minutes? We'll see right now the stats, what they say.
Oh, yeah, he got
graphic up.
Let me know when you can see when he draws with yellow.
Right there, draw.
Okay.
He was drawing the ball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you see the other angle.
Impact right there, yeah.
Impact.
And ball across the line. Yep.
Okay.
E-Dub in the chat. What up, E-Dub? So a very, very long drive. Again, we'll see when they put up the graphic how much time they took up there.
You see him on the sideline?
Yep.
And now Harbaugh.
And no Harbaugh yet.
Crap. And
Montgomery again.
Okay.
Jameer. Oh, Harbaugh now.
Okay. Man, now you're a minute behind me.
I know. I'm like, we're both on YouTube TV.
Yeah.
All right. I'm seeing 69.
I don't know.
All right.
I noticed
snap, hold, kick is good.
When you live stream the primetime Seahawks games, I'm a minute behind you, but when it's an East Coast team,
yeah, I guess
me.
I was gonna say, I guess it depends how close you are to the actual game. Like the signal gets to your YouTube TV a lot faster.
The craziest moment is like, because there's always like when you're at a football game, like I don't know, you get so used to like going to a bar and watching your favorite team play, and you're thinking, what if somebody's TV is like ahead of mine, or if I'm streaming it on the computer, like I know that cable's faster, and if I hear people screaming, I'm like, like it.
Yeah.
So like I remember being at the Broncos Seahawks game, and they were getting ready to kick the long field goal, and I remember my phone buzzing and going, "Don't look at it because it might be the result."
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you're at the game. It hasn't happened yet.
I've heard of people trolling other people when they are at a game live, and then they look at their phone and they're like, "Oh man, they're gonna score. They scored on this drive." And people around them, that's how embedded in technology we are. People around them are like, "Dude, why'd you ruin it?" And the guy's like, "We're watching it in person. I'm kidding." And they're like, Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I wanted to try that
in the world that's happened, but no one egged me on. I fully did that on my own. I don't even have someone to blame.
I've wanted to do that at like a live sporting event for a while now, ever since I heard about somebody trolling somebody else. But like I wanted to go to like a Mariners game, or like if I'm able to go to a Seahawks game and be like, "Oh shit, they scored here," and people around would be like, "What?"
I feel like the older generation would be like, "You're an idiot," and the younger kids would be like, Got him.
Don't ruin it.
Yeah. 1 second. I just got to grab something. I forgot to take a piss before I came in here.
He forgot to stuff his underwear with a sock, guys, just to make it look
what? You know about that?
Oh man, so 2023 through the present, 11 times that David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs have both had a rushing touchdown. 11 times, and that is the record. 11 games. That's why, and this is one of the reasons why Kyle said, like, I will probably take, or he will take, the talent on the offensive side with the Lions than the Ravens, as the Ravens field this kickoff to the 35-40, all the way close to midfield around the 49-yard line is where the Ravens will start their next offensive series. Wow, Ali on that return there. Great return. 49-yard line. Close to getting it into Lions territory. And the kicker, give the Lions kicker some credit. He was the one to bring him down, because if the kicker misses that, he's probably home free. All right, that scoring drive for the Lions. 18 plays, 10:50. 10 minutes, 50 seconds off the clock as Lamar Jackson in the shotgun hands it off to Derrick Henry up the middle, and he's going to take a defender with him for about 4 or 5 yards on that drive. And you almost feel like that's why Lamar was angry about not getting that first down on their last offensive series was, hey, they went damn near 6 or 7 minutes their first drive. I don't want any more time off the clock. I want to go into the second half getting the ball and with a score advantage. See if they can tie it up here. 2nd and 6 inside of Lions territory. Lamar Jackson 4 wide in the shotgun. Motions Hill left side looking. Going to take it himself up the middle. No, he goes right, and he's unable to escape one of the defensive linemen for the Lions. That is Barnes, who takes him down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6 upcoming for the Ravens. And let's see Bates. Oh, man, good job by Bates there. And Ali, you almost want him to go all the way left and just avoid the kicker in general completely. 3rd and 6, Lamar Jackson, 4 wide receivers, 1 running back in the shotgun. Needs 6 to get a first down. Takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throwing, left, caught. That is going to be Bateman for a first down. It looks like he got his knee down, inbounds. First down, Ravens. 4:20 and counting. Spark up for the Ravens. Again, already in Lions territory. So with that first down, they're in field goal range, it seems like, for their new kicker. I'm forgetting his name at the moment. I'm going to look it up right now, actually, because you guys deserve for me to know. Tyler Loop for their kicker. 1st and 10. Lamar 4 of 5, 44 yards with 13 rush yards. Lamar takes a snap in the pocket under pressure, throwing left deep, wide open. Is that D-Hop?
That's Walker.
That's Walker, number 81. Walker for the Ravens makes the huge catch, goes out of bounds inside what looked to be the 3-yard line. And he was wide open. There was a defender there to stop him from getting in the end zone, but nice move.
I think Lamar Jackson
like a post route.
Greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, if we take Super Bowls out of it and you're going to have Derrick Henry, did he get in?
It's
going to be short.
I don't understand why he hasn't won a Super Bowl, but I just don't know how much I care. Like, yeah. I guess I'm not one of those people that are like, how many rings? Like, I feel like there's so much more to being like a Super Bowl winning team than just quarterback play. And when you watch him play, he's just like, he is unstoppable. He's the closest thing to like when you're playing Madden on rookie mode and you create a fake player and you give him like 99 speed and 99 throwing power.
Yeah. 99
like,
evasion, 99 evasion.
He's impossible to sack.
Mm-hmm.
He's extremely elusive. He keeps his eyes downfield somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's always looking to throw, but if he needs to run, he can obviously take off for 80-yard run. I mean, it's like there's nothing like it in the NFL. Like you can point to Josh Allen with his big arm and like, yeah, he's definitely really good, but he's not as fast as Lamar. And I just don't know how often like Lamar couldn't make a throw that Josh Allen could make. And I don't.
Agreed.
I mean,
agreed.
Like Josh Allen gets a lot of rushing touchdowns. I mean, they're both really good, but Lamar's he's faster. So how do you not know that's faster? I don't know.
I think the MVPs that Lamar and Josh have gotten have been well deserved. Like you could argue last year that Lamar had a better statistical year than Josh Allen, but when you look at how the Bills got to the playoffs last year, it was because of Josh Allen. It was because of a slow start, and we've talked about it on this podcast before. The slow starts hurt the Bills, and so far they haven't started like that. And as you get later on in the season, it is because of Josh Allen, and I'm gonna throw in James Cook there for how well he's been running the ball with the Bills. But Josh Allen is the heartbeat of that team, and for him to get that MVP last year, again, well deserved. Could Lamar Jackson also have won it? Yeah, and I wouldn't have been like Josh Allen deserved it more. I think it was like it's such a difficult decision to make. But both of these guys are so good. But I agree, Lamar Jackson is like a cheat code that, like you said, that's who you want to build as your player in Madden or even in college. That's who you want to build in college, in NCAA football as a video game, because he's a video game character. At the end of the day, that's who he is.
And I love KC's point here because the release
flawless.
It's amazing, and it's the closest thing to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has that ability to, and like I still see it.
No way. There's no way.
Still see it.
He can't flick of the wrist, throw it 40 yards anymore.
He did it on Sunday. Go back and watch the highlights.
There's no way he did it.
No, he's not as fast. He's a lot of things that he's not. He's not a lot of things he used to be, but the one thing he can still do is throw the football. And even the announcers that have been calling the Packers games, like on Thursday night, were like saying, they got to interview the coaching staff in the production meetings and all that, and they're like, no, Aaron Rodgers is still throwing the ball like better than anybody we've ever had here. I know that you don't particularly like this story, but I
just don't think he has it anymore. I don't think he had it when he was still the Green. I don't think he has
have much
quick toss. Oh, he gets stuffed. Derrick Henry gets stuffed on 3rd and goal, and he's going to lose about a yard there. I don't know why you don't run him up the middle.
That's their fault for not lining up Derrick Henry 7 yards deep in the I formation.
And just woof right
trying
through.
To get cute with the guy and pitch it to him. This is a guy you want running 15 miles an hour at the handoff.
Yeah. 4th and goal. They're going
right
for
here.
It. At the 2. In the shotgun, Lamar fakes the handoff. Going to try to do it himself. Is he going to throw it? Oh, and he fumbles. Lamar gets it back, and the Lions are going to get the ball at the 21-yard line. No.
Dude, honestly, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL because
the script flipped as soon as they didn't convert that touchdown for Kyle.
It's so weird to see it not work out, though. But
yeah,
give credit to Campbell because that was all him. Lamar had the ball down here and he just ripped it out of his hands.
Yeah, wow. What a stop for the Lions defense there. After they pretty much give up a big return on special teams, the Ravens go down the field in like 3 minutes all the way to the 1-yard line. But just the red zone defense on this drive for the Lions, very, very well played.
Very.
Ravens rehearsing for their postseason form. I'm going to try to take a look at these highlights from Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers against the Patriots.
You know, what's actually really cool about this game is that
it's not that cool.
If the best team every year made it to the Super Bowl, which doesn't happen, I mean, last year the Eagles made it. I don't think the Chiefs were the best team in the AFC. I mean, I even think that I think there's teams that didn't make the playoffs that could have played better in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals with Joe Burrow's offense last year.
Oh, yeah.
But in a perfect world where the best regular season team goes, it wouldn't be a perfect world because there would be no reason to watch the football games if, you know.
Yeah.
Because everyone
be predictable.
Consensus who's going to be the – and all you have to do, if you're wondering who those teams are, is go to FanDuel and go to Super Bowl and see the top two best favorites, and those are your best teams in the NFL.
Right.
And 2 years ago, I believe that the Lions and the Ravens should have been the Super Bowl. But the Lions got injured late in the season, and they lost frickin' Aiden Hutchinson. And, man, they were rolling. Like, that was their year. And then they just couldn't get healthy at the right time, and they didn't have their best players. But around week 6, week 7, two best teams in the NFL were definitely the Ravens and the Lions. I think everyone had them 1 and 2 on their top 5.
Yeah, and even with, again, and that's with the Bills struggling early last season too, because if the Bills started how they started this year, it might be a toss-up between the Ravens and the Bills. But yeah, I totally agree. Ravens and Lions last year, around the middle of the season, like you said, best teams in the NFL, hands down.
And nobody gives like the Ravens a pass for not having Zay Flowers in their playoff game. I don't understand it.
What do you mean, like him not being available?
Yeah, like imagine your number 1 wide receiver can't play in the playoffs. Like, that's a huge loss.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know though. It is, and there's a flag. There's an automatic first down here, and it looks like it was on Humphrey.
He's like their clear number 1. It's not even close. He's their first Pro Bowl wide receiver in 23 years.
True, but I don't know. I think the offense just runs through Lamar and Derrick Henry.
Well, you know what I mean? Throw the ball to somebody.
That's true.
It definitely runs through Lamar. I'm just saying, like, if Kansas City was, playing a playoff game without like Tyreek Hill, you would expect there to be something different.
Yeah, you would expect the offense to not maybe be as explosive. Not a lot of big plays, a lot of maybe dump offs, maybe like 10-yard outs, things like that. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's amazing how tough they are inside. Inside running is the power of this team. Right up in the 2-gap, 3-gap, right, that interior guards, they just bully their opponents.
Yeah, and I was saying that on the touchdown drive that the Ravens had. Mark Andrews made a great second-level block in order for Derrick Henry to kind of cut off to the left and upfield in order to get that touchdown. In the shotgun, Goff. Oh, free rusher almost takes out Goff. Oh, and number 99.
No whistle. They're going to call it a touchdown for now.
Touchdown.
Is official allowed to go like this? I thought you have to at least pretend that you know what's going on.
That was so confusing because like you said, he was like,
it's a forward pass.
Yeah.
But yeah,
100%.
Now, I've been looking at Goff. I don't know. I think he's a little hurt. And if he keeps getting hit like that, they might. I mean, Goff is really tough. He's a very tough quarterback.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I watched Quarterback on Netflix. But he's a tough dude. And if he can go, he can go. I mean, he almost got knocked out of that playoff game.
Yeah.
I remember he came back and played.
3rd and 10. Throw to the right for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he's going to get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Defense holds for the Ravens. Ravens still have all 3 timeouts and over a minute left in this second quarter, so they can still go down the field depending on this return.
Oh yeah,
get a touchdown.
Nate Wiggins in his second year now out of Clemson, he's like really starting to take form. And this defense is really good when they want to be, and then they're really bad at other times. I think that's probably the most frustrating thing about the John Harbaugh experience in Baltimore the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's just inconsistent. Like sometimes they're the best team in football, and then other weeks, like they lose to the Browns.
Yeah, that's fair. Almost a block there. And it's going to be fielded at the 30.
Oh, God, why does every hit look so awkward to me today?
And a 41-yard. The 41-yard is where the Ravens will start. We'll see what this flag is. Maybe it's a running into the kicker. Holding on the kicking team.
Kicking team.
Was it 10 yards, did he say? 10 yards added to the end of the run.
Yeah, 10.
So about the 49-yard line of the Lions or around the 50-yard line, depending where they spotted.
Right about midfield.
Yeah, so they'll be right around midfield. I think in Lions territory on that side, but we'll see where it is spotted when we come back from commercial break. You were saying something. Nate Wiggins in the defense. Yeah, Nate Wiggins' second year looked a little bit better there too and was crucial on that play to stop the third down conversion from Amon-Ra St. Brown. I was saying earlier too, I was like, I just like, and I've said it before about this Ravens team going into this year and even last year, like just the talent on this roster is incredible. But then you, like you said, it's like what happened week one? They give up a crazy comeback to the Bills. And then, like you said, then they lose to the Browns, random as hell last year. And you're just like, what? How? Like this, like, how does that happen? And you see teams that are talented on both sides of the ball and just way more talented than the team they're going up against lose. You saw that happen to the Falcons being blown out by Bryce Young and the Panthers. You saw that happen to the Packers losing in 4 minutes in the last 4 minutes of the game to the Browns. You see that every year, but it just seems like for the Ravens, it happens more often than any other team.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go take a quick P for the D. Be right back.
Okay, P for the D. Sam Laporta, and I'm going to go DeAndre Hopkins. And I'm going to say those are going to be 2 touchdown scorers. $3 wins 153. Wow. Let's do it. So I had a that's so funny. I'm going to tell Rick when he gets back. I'm going to put this in. Here we go. All right. Here's Baltimore. First down, shotgun, Zay Flowers in motion. Now Lamar's going to step up. He's got room to run. He's going to pump and pick up 12 yards, go out of bounds. First down, out of bounds, stops the clock. 48 ticks left. And looks like they don't really have anybody running a QB spy, and Lamar, he notices it. And Lamar Jackson's going to make you pay for it. I mean, they'll be comfortable doing that every single time if they're not going to put a QB spy on him. Lamar's 5 for 6. They're going to QB spy him here with Campbell. Look at 42. He's watching him all the way. Now Lamar looking. Amazing pocket awareness.
Wow.
Caught, and does he get out of bounds? It looks like he got out. And that's what Lamar can do for you. Dude,
you said it. The pocket awareness by Lamar there. I was saying that earlier too. I was like, the quarterbacks like Lamar and a select few others, like under pressure, can still somehow be like, oh, let me take a step up, flick the wrist, throw it over past the first down marker and get a first down. And I'm just like, why is that so hard sometimes for Caleb? 2nd and 6.
Why can't we do that?
Yeah. Trips left motion. Lamar's shotgun takes the snap, looking to pass in the pocket, looking deep, and gets a wide open wide receiver.
Look at this, Rick.
First down.
I won.
Touchdown. Nice. How much did you win?
I bet $1, so I won 3.
Let's go. That's an extra 3 in the pocket for the next dollar bet. Guys, Kyle has figured out Vegas.
That was always the plan. I was like, I'm going to put $1 on that and then win 3 and then put 3 on something else.
1st and 10, Lamar shotgun, 32 seconds left inside the red zone, takes the snap, looking, throwing deep left and incomplete. There's going to be pass interference on Terrion Arnold. DeAndre Hopkins said, you're too small. You're too small, buddy boy. I do like Terrion Arnold talking that smack back to borderline Hall of Famer wide receiver and DeAndre Hopkins.
I do too. It's
I
good
love
for
it.
The game.
Yeah. 100%.
Here's what I did with that 3.
Total
over
2.5.
Sam Laporta touchdown, DeAndre Hopkins touchdown.
Woo!
$3 wins 156.
Oh, let's go. All right, guys. So we're hoping for 53 points, Laporta and DeAndre Hopkins touchdown. And maybe after that, maybe Lamar's like, let's get it to D-Hop again. let him catch a score in front of Arnold. And let's make it happen, guys. Let's make it happen.
Hasn't played a ton of snaps here in the goal line. He's not in right now, so we need to stop here.
Motions right side. Lamar looking
Bateman.
Wide open touchdown. Bateman. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I took the over 52, so we're gonna need a lot of touchdowns. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Rashad Bateman, 3-yard reception after that drive that had him starting at around midfield because of that penalty by the Lions punt team. And they get in the end zone, 4 plays, 49 yards in only 32 seconds. This is something that they can do. Lamar Jackson, again, this is the type of quarterback you want when you have a minute or so left and you need a score. And they're going to tie it up here as long as the extra point goes in for the Ravens. That's the type of offense you want, man. And that's the type of offense that they have built here in Baltimore. And here's the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is good. And it's time
to
update
the ticker. Because of
Rashad
Jerry Rice. What?
Nothing. Jason Kelce is now a band member of the Ravens. I'm sure Eagles fans hate seeing him in that purple.
Eagles fans? What's wrong with Eagles fans?
Well, Jason Kelce was a longtime Eagle.
Oh, right.
What the f is Jason Kelce doing?
What does Jason Kelce have to do with the price of tea in China?
With the what?
The price of tea in China. You've never heard that before? It's like, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Isn't that a movie quote?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just heard my dad say it when I was little.
I don't care where that's from or if that's an original line from your dad. That's hilarious.
I know it's not an original line because I've heard other people use it. Unless my dad's like the OG of this somehow.
Yeah, unless he created it and it just spread from there.
We'll have to ask him next time he comes in the chat.
Yeah. It's like, where did you hear that from? You got to tell us the origin story. Kickoff is going to be fielded at around 3-yard line. Moving to the middle of the field. Lions are going to start around the 33-yard line. 18 seconds left. Let's see if they've got something in this offense, at least get them in field goal position, because I believe they still have
that's insane, dude.
all their timeouts.
Did you see that stat that just came up of their like career? I gotta rewind this. They both have 290 total yards per game, 288 yards per game.
Wow.
123 total yards tonight each.
1st and 10. Lions have all 3 timeouts.
Touchdowns to 22, but Jared Goff has 6 picks. But in his defense, I think he had all 6 against the Texans last year.
Yeah.
You remember that game? He threw like 5 picks.
Yeah, and he still won.
I'm like, that's the sign of a good quarterback. I had to tell people that because they were like, Knicks threw 3 picks, and I'm like, yeah, and we won.
Yeah, I think that's a sign of a good defense.
Well, also,
not necessarily the quarterback, but I'm going to go defense and maybe even the team as a whole.
Like if he throws a couple picks and they're not like Jared Goff's and Knicks's, like balls getting ripped out of hands, a bad tip on the line. These aren't things that the quarterback's doing wrong, but if the quarterback doesn't allow it to get in his psyche and he goes out and delivers, he's
still passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's throwing the ball good, and you can just tell like it's not affecting him at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's a confident quarterback. But you see young quarterbacks throw picks, and they are like so shaken up about it, and that it ends up just killing the game for them.
Yeah, mental toughness is huge. As Goff's going to get it to Amon-Ra, and he's going to get about 4 yards on that 2nd down. 7 seconds left.
I don't like Roquan Smith guy. He's trying to hurt people for no reason.
Well, he is a Georgia Bulldog, so.
That checks.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't been caught speeding yet.
Do you think he likes running the Tampa defense, Tampa 2?
I mean,
his last name is Tampa.
Oh, I thought you meant Roquan.
Oh, no,
I thought you're talking about Tampa Jr. Yeah.
Terrible joke.
Here I am being like, ooh, actually, you know what? Maybe he's more of a 4-3 guy.
Downhill line. Yeah.
3rd and 3. Bates has a leg, so Lions are going to try to at least get to the 40, I would say. 3rd and 3, and there's going to be a timeout by the Ravens trying to get their defense set. Oh, Lily.
If you had to pick like a team, and let's say there's no rivalries because I have my beef with the Ravens. I know you have some with the Lions, but like, who's got the best uniforms? Dang, Florida State's number 8 in the nation now. Now, keep in mind, they started the season unranked.
Yeah. And I think
all they did was beat the crap out of Alabama to start the season.
I was going to say, I think Miami, too, started the season unranked, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Miami was ranked.
Were they? Okay. I guess the Carson Beck effect got them ranked.
Yeah, Florida State.
And they're still a pretty good team, too, yeah. 3rd and 3, I'm going to answer your question here after this play. Goff in the shotgun. Jahmyr Gibbs to his left. Motions Amon-Ra St. Brown. Takes the snap in the pocket. Looking, going over the middle. And it's Amon-Ra St. Brown to about the 48-yard line.
Here we go. We got a field goal.
Yeah, 2 seconds left. Let's see if they try it. Are we talking, like, are you saying right now in this game who has the better uniforms, or like
just like overall?
Overall,
you like better?
Oof.
It's funny because 10 years ago, it wouldn't even been close. But now, like the Honolulu Blues, they just hit different. I love that blue. I don't know.
I love the blue as well, and my favorite color is blue, but it's more of the Cubs blue.
I think my favorite color is purple.
I do like the purple and black. The purple and black slaps so hard.
I think purple is my favorite color, but I don't want to like this team. I hate this conversation. Let's stop talking.
I'm gonna go with the Lions blue.
I'm going Lions blue too.
Yeah. Oh, Kyle, 814 subs on our channel, baby.
Let's go.
814, 815 now. Let's go. 815. Liam was saying that earlier that congrats on our
Dude,
800
it's so
plus
funny.
subs.
I made a video. I'm going to wait for this kick, and I'm going to tell you a funny story.
67-yard attempt. This
is a very dangerous attempt. This is going to result in a Ravens touchdown.
Oh, Kyle's calling it. 2 seconds left. Snap, hold, kick. Does it have the leg? It's got no. It goes wide left, but I think he had the leg. He's got the leg. Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't try to catch it.
Wow. Let's see where it landed. Oh, man. I think he was hoping for it to curve right a little bit. Oh, yeah. He had the leg for it.
Yeah. Wow. It was probably a special teams coach was like, hey, if you're not going to make it, just don't miss it short.
6-7.
And he just ripped it.
Yeah. Oh my God, 11-2 record in primetime games since 2021, best in the NFL. Wow.
So I made a video, and the video showed the Super Bowl, and it was Travis Kelce when he pushed Andy Reid.
I saw the short, yeah.
And then the game that you and I were streaming, where Andy Reid got him back,
got his ass back, yeah.
And I captioned it something like Andy Reid learned from last time or something like that. And then somebody was in the comments. Now I was replying as Kyle Kitzman, not as the Only Football Podcast. And somebody was correcting me, and they were like, this isn't from last year. Well, somebody said something, and I said, they said Travis Kelce should be fined or suspended. And I said, this isn't from this year. This is from the Super Bowl against the Eagles. And then somebody commented and said, this was from yesterday. And I was like,
I'm looking for the comment right now.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's do it that way, because
I'm scrolling. The second one was last night versus Giants. And then you replied, yeah, that's why it says tonight this happened. I saw that and I was like, that guy's dumb.
Wait, there's more than that, though.
None of you guys saw it. There it is. You guys can't really see it that well. It's kind of blurry. The second one was last night versus Giants. Yeah, that's why it says tonight this happened.
Which one was that?
Oh, was it not that one?
Which one?
The comment that you had replied to under your YouTube channel.
Oh, that wasn't the one I was talking about. But
okay.
I love. Let me find it. So he said it was definitely the guy that was like, he should be. Wow, I didn't realize how many comments we had.
Dude, you want me to show you? Hold on. I'm going to show you these numbers because this short that you made did numbers. Let's see if I can. Let's see if it'll focus. Ranking by views, number one, 44,400 views. Over 100% has been viewed, meaning that it has replay value. And likes is at 776 likes. So this short did numbies.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's the reason we're at 816 now. I was telling Liam, that was the reason that we're at 800 subs now, is because you've been putting in that work with those shorts, dude. Like thousands upon thousands of views has been ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. Okay, here it is. So he goes, dude, why is he not getting suspended for that? Dude's way too much of a hothead and really deserves to be suspended for going after his coach like that. And I said, that was last season. This happened in the Super Bowl versus the Eagles. And then this guy named Steven goes, literally happened the last game they just played. And then Paul said, no, this happened last night. And then Simone said, and then I said to both of those people, I said, LOL, guys, because then they started piling on me like, this happened last night. This happened last night. And I said, LOL, I created this clip. let me break it down. The first clip is Travis bumping into Reed in the Super Bowl. The second clip was from last night, hence the reason I said Andy Reid learned from last time. No response from anybody.
Oh, man. Don't you love when you're just like, when you get that no response after you clearly said what happened? Because they read those comments and they're like, whatever.
Yeah. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah. But I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a really good short. And
it's like, how random would it be for you to be like going back and forth with somebody on a random channel and the guy goes, I created this.
It's like when they're like, no, I heard this was made up or blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, no, it happened to me. I'm telling you my experience.
Yeah, like that's not why the video was put together like this. It's like, I put the video together. I'm telling you what I thought when I made it. It's like when people tried to tell the writer of a song what he meant.
Yeah. Or like when you were in school and they're like, what do you think the writer meant by putting this imagery of this red blah blah blah? It's like, well, I think the writer meant, and the writer was like, I just needed to describe the scenery. I didn't really have anything to do with the story.
Like Hotel California, they wanted it to have a deep meaning, and like I think Don Henley was like, we don't even have a meaning for it. Like
we were just banging in this hotel in California. And it was awesome. It's
like, I know that you guys want more. Sorry.
Sorry, not gonna happen, guys. You guys make your own stories. And after that,
it's funny because a lot of times I think people want there to be more.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, what was the artist thinking when he painted this? And like, I love art shows and galleries, and I love looking at a piece of art and trying to think like, what message was the artist trying to convey with this piece? And then meeting the artist, and the artist is like, yeah, I just threw it together. And I was like, okay, so I'm thinking symmetrical, everything falls in order, anarchy,
It's like the artist is like,
out of blue.
Do you know how much cocaine I was on when I painted this, dude? I don't even know what's going on here.
I don't even know what I meant.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys have found any meaning in this. If I'm being totally honest with you guys.
And that's always their favorite. It was like the sing us a song, you're the piano man.
Oh yeah.
So I love that song because
it's a good song.
I always related to that song because as I got older, it was like when I was younger, I really wanted to be an actor. And I think you did too. I think we bonded over this before.
Yeah.
And I had dreams of that. And then you kind of hit an age where you're like, yeah, I don't think certain dreams are going to happen for me. And
I joined the Navy. Yeah.
But like still, like even when I joined the Navy, I was 23 and I still thought like, this is just a chapter. There's another chapter. And like when you're young, you're always optimistic about down the road. And then as you get older, you realize that down the road's like today. And, there is no magic twist in a couple years unless you create it, yourself. And like, I think that song Piano Man, just like a bunch of people, because I think there's nothing sadder than unused potential, like feeling like, man, I had these gifts to be an actor or this or that, and I didn't use it, and now it's gone. And it's like I wasted an opportunity. And I always felt like that song was just a group of people that in their own way felt like I could have been an actor, Navy, still in the Navy, whatever. Like this other guy was like, I could be a movie star if I could just get out of this place. And then they look at the Piano Man, and the Piano Man's like, I think I could be like, a famous musician, but here I am playing at a local pub for you guys. I'm one of you.
Yeah.
We're all in this together, this thing called life, where we're all disappointed that we haven't become more, Yeah. And, I don't know where I'm really going with this, but
no, well, we were talking about the artists and meanings and things like that. But
yeah. So Billy Joel was like sitting down with Bill Maher, and
Mhm.
he was like, Billy Joel was like, I don't really like that song. He's like, I don't think it's that good of a song. And Bill was like, okay, like you're allowed to have that opinion, but you're wrong. Like it's a great,
yeah.
you know? And
you as the artist are wrong.
yeah, and he was like, well, I just feel like I have better work out there, you know, and like this is the one everybody wants to hear. And then Bill was like, I kind of get that as a stand-up comedian. It's like I got to tell the joke like this to make, you know, of them laugh. Like if I go da 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 da, then they laugh. If I go da 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 da, they don't laugh, and you just feel like a monkey pulling all the right, you know, puppet strings and to get, you know, and then you kind of feel like a fraud in a way because you're like, I'm an artist and I'm supposed to be authentic, and I'm just kind of out here doing whatever gets the people happy. And that's really what he was trying to say was like, I have better material, but for whatever reason, like the public never liked it as much as Piano Man. And I'm like, well, maybe the public relates to Piano Man more than any of your other songs because Piano Man sounds like it was written by a normal person that's like not a movie star. It sounds like someone that knows what it's like to not be famous wrote that song, not somebody that's made it, you know.
I really like the way you kind of described that song because every time I listen to that song, I feel like, man, there's so many, because Billy Joel does such a great job in that song describing the environment that he's in as he is the piano man too, because I'm just like, he's in the Navy and he probably will be for life. And I'm just like, oh my God, like you can see that from seeing somebody. And that is one of those things that even me as a human being and you and somebody else could just kind of clock as soon as you see someone. You're like, that guy is going to do whatever he's doing and he's probably going to hate it and he might resent himself for it. He might have regrets, but I think he's going to do it for the rest of his life. And I think just like you said, that resonates with people who have not, this is a bad way to say this, but wasted potential. It's not wasted, but that's kind of the best.
We need carpenters. We need electricians.
Exactly. And I was, you know, to kind of go back to your actor thing, I think you and I are doing a really good job in terms of acting because outside of this show, guys, when we go live, we fucking hate each other. No, I'm just kidding. But we just like Mike and Mike, Mike Golick and Mike, whatever his name is.
Do they really not like each other?
Dude, there's stories about them doing their show and only talking to each other when they are doing their show.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Like the other Mike, the one that's on Get Up on ESPN.
Not
the
Golick.
One with the hard last name, kind of.
Oh my God, Mike Golick, and I gotta look it up.
Not the chubbier one.
Yeah,
the
Mike.
I can't remember their last names though. The good-looking guy that's like, still on TV.
Greenberg, Mike Greenberg.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I've always been a fan of him. I feel like he was the more talented Mike.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just think it was crazy that you can do a show for so long, and at
Skip
one
Bayless and Stephen A.
at least you kind of saw them jaw at each other during the show, whereas with Mike and Mike, at least you were like, wait, they hate each other, but they do this show for 3 hours or whatever for 5 days a week, and it's like, outside of those 3 hours, they do not talk to each other. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Did you see the new documentary about Charlie Sheen on Netflix?
No, but I'm interested in it. I haven't seen it yet.
Definitely watch it. I binge watched the whole thing. It was awesome. And like I had a lot of like I can relate to some of the the struggles he went through.
Yeah.
And like the thing about Charlie Sheen though was like he was doing that 2.5 Men show, and the reason he did that was because he felt like he needed structure in his life. Like he just got out of rehab, and he felt like he needed something that was like you got to be here at this time, and not like very intense scenes that you got to go to a dark place to get pull that character out of you. Just wanted like a structure, like sitcom. It's lighthearted, but it's also got a lot of heart in it. Something that and the guys on set, everybody looks so happy, but when you interview them, like when it was going towards like getting taken off the air, Charlie Sheen was a menace to work with. Like the people were fighting with him. Like he was very impulsive on combative, impulsive. Like you didn't know what you were going to get. He was, and I lived with drug addicts that shot up and all this, and I know the compensation attitude where you like come in, you give everyone a hug because you're late, and you're just like trying to compensate because you think everyone hates you all the time.
Yeah.
And like that's who Charlie became. But on TV, they look so happy together.
I know. Which is like such a crazy it's like the black and white. You're like, wow, that's what it is Lamar flicks it to Derrick Henry and gets about 6 yards as they're starting their first offensive series of the second half to about the 34-yard line. Yeah, man. That's why I'm just like the Charlie Sheen stuff, when that whole fallout was happening, I was like, God, that's crazy how you can be a completely different person, for the job you do, and then just be an absolute menace outside of it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was not interested in anyone when they started shitting on Bob Saget. I was like, you shut your mouth.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear one negative thing about Bob Saget.
Third and short upcoming year after Derrick Henry rushes for about 2 yards.
Full House was my everything as a kid. My house was not. My house was like the opposite of Full House. So every night I watched Full House and pretended I was in that family.
Yeah,
as
nice little escape.
When people start telling you like that world wasn't perfect, you're like, I refuse. Yeah. I will be optimistic that worlds like this exist, and it you won't take this from me.
Oh, and they made the Lions defensive line jump.
Is this going to be? Lamar doesn't look too happy. Is this going to be a false start? No, it's going to be.
No. Yeah, neutral zone infraction on 51, it seems like, because the offensive lineman for the Ravens didn't jump until he jumped and was actually in the neutral zone. So
look at this, Rick. You said that. I told you that flick of the wrist reminds me of somebody.
This is passer rating.
I know, but
barely means anything.
Wrist, no, it comes into play because how quick your release is.
I don't think so.
No, it does. Like,
if there's
a window this big and you take a long time to wind up and throw, that's why Tebow was so inaccurate, because he couldn't put the ball. Look how quick he can get rid of it. Oh, my God, that should have been picked. What are you
almost
doing?
Picked by Branch.
I've never seen so many dropped interceptions and blocked field goals
this week. Yeah.
Every interception's dropped, every field goal's blocked.
Yeah, no, Aaron Rodgers sucks ass, dude. You're right.
Dude, that's a bad throw. That is a bad throw. There's nothing good about that decision by Lamar. He's like not one to make these type of throws. He's really not.
Yeah, that's true. 2nd and 10 now. Lamar shotgun. 4 receivers wide. 1 running back to his right side. Going to take the snap. Looking. Quick throw. Left side. And this time it is going to be, I believe that's Mark Andrews on the reception for about 4 yards. So about a 3rd and medium coming up. But yeah, no, Kai, you're right. Aaron Rodgers does suck for sure.
Mark Andrews is on a contract year. This is a big turning point. He's got to put together some good film. I don't know if he's going to be with the Ravens. They got Isaiah Likely on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Andrews, really this year he's playing for number 1, a Super Bowl, number 2, a contract with his next team.
And so far, 3 receptions for 31 yards. Lamar shotgun takes the snap. Quick throw over the middle. It's going to be Zay Flowers for a first down. Just go past the first down marker, man.
Yeah, we continue seeing that this week as well. Catch the ball, go backwards.
Yeah. Who was it? Who did it? They were just talking about it on the podcast I listened to. Somebody caught the ball. I think it was a wide receiver for the Patriots, where you freeze frame, where he caught the ball and there was no defenders or something like that. And it just looked bad because he ran away from the first down marker and they didn't get a first down on that play when he could have easily gotten it. Lamar hands it off. Derrick Henry, left side of the line, is going to get taken down, but not before he gets about 4 yards on that run.
Man, figuring out the complexity of Lamar Jackson is harder than figuring out how BlackRock created the Aladdin program. I don't know if you've heard about the Aladdin program.
No.
It's an algorithm called the Aladdin asset, and it executes an average of 250,000 trades per day, and it operates more than 21.6 trillion in assets.
Over the middle, wide open. Kohler gets a first down inside the 26-yard line.
Anymore.
Sorry?
But I was just saying, these guys aren't staying on their feet this week either.
Yeah.
But they created like a computer software. Obviously, we're talking about quantum computers right now.
Yeah.
They basically have like human behavior. They can predict what we're going to do based on what kind of commercials they're playing. So like you got to think BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street own 88% of the world's assets. Like, so they can control like what commercials are on, what's being advertised, on this show, and like
motherfuckers.
All of it comes into play, and then they buy stocks and sell stock, and it's crazy. I just like learned about all of this, and I'm like, man, that is crazy. And then regular people like you and I think we're gonna win at the stock market. Come on.
There's no way.
We don't have these computers. We
Nope.
don't know. They know. We don't.
Yep. Totally agree with that. And it's a BS system. Lamar Jackson under center takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking, throwing deep right, has Mark Andrews wide open for a first down inside the red zone, inside the hot zone of the 10-yard line. Wow.
And Mark Andrews I don't know if he's still in the timeout with this fan base for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
I know it helps when Lamar comes out immediately and says one guy doesn't lose a game. And Lamar had his back right away, which I don't think he got enough credit for how much of a leader he really is on this team. But Mark Andrews, man, I don't know how the fans feel about him after that. He's got to earn that love back, I think. Oh,
Henry!
Big D!
Oh, you idiot! Almost intercepted.
Big D.
Oh, Lamar's yelling at, I don't know who he's yelling at exactly.
I think he was yelling at Derrick Henry saying, come on, it wasn't there. What are you doing?
Yeah. Definitely. Let's see. So it's going to be a toss, and Lamar's going to roll left. And
he's supposed to throw it back to Lamar.
Was that? Oh.
It was an option. It was an option for him, I think.
Oh, yeah, and Lamar was kind of looking. I didn't see Lamar put his hand up to kind of be like, hey, me, but I think it was an option like you said. So 2nd and goal, back to pass. Lamar under pressure, rolling right, and he's going to get sacked, launched. Lose 4 yards on a 3rd and goal upcoming.
I don't think people realize how much Aiden Hutchinson does on this defense. And like, look at that. That's what forced him out, which forced him in, which kind of, man, because I know Lamar's the hardest sack in the NFL. And I've seen the Lions sack him 3 times now, or twice, I think.
I think it's twice so far.
But I normally don't see him get sacked once in a game.
Nope. 3rd and goal. Lamar back to pass. Quick pass right side. Caught. Touchdown. That is Andrews.
Wow.
And I think he's going to be in the good graces of Baltimore fans after that catch, which credit to Lamar because he put it exactly where Mark Andrews can catch it. He had a guy basically on him. Anzalone.
And
Touchdown
now I have
Ravens.
24 fantasy points now. I have Lamar Jackson starting. I have 151 points. on my fantasy, but I'm projected 162.
Ooh.
I'm in a 12 team league,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the only undefeated team.
Oh, really?
And the winner of this gets $1,500.
Here we go. Take the lead. Snap, hold, kick is good. 21-14 Ravens. Is this the first year you joined that league, or have you guys been going at that for a while?
So no, I joined it last year. Last year was my first year, but last year I was out with Mary's family having dinner.
Yeah.
And the time zone messed me up, and I was like, crap. So I ended up having to pull out my phone and like draft from the dinner table.
Oh, wow.
And what I did was I was like, I wanted to queue players so that if because I didn't want to be on my phone, but I was like going to the bathroom. So I wanted to queue players. So like if I missed my turn, it would draft the right players.
Right.
But I didn't know that if you queue a player, it'll draft it immediately. So like I queued Josh Jacobs and I had the second overall pick. And I picked Josh Jacobs.
Oh no.
And,
so like if you
I
have
didn't
him
win
queued
any games. Like I was like 0-10.
So if like you queue them, you're saying if you queue them, as soon as your spot comes up in the draft, it immediately drafts them. It doesn't wait all the time. It just immediately drafts them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and I didn't know that. So like I ended up, and some people say like, what's the big deal? Like Josh Jacobs is a starting running back, and that's true. But when you draft when you draft him 2 overall, you got to wait in a 12-person league like 26 picks to get the pick back.
Yep.
So by the time it comes back, it's like you look at your team at the end and you're like, okay, you're missing like one very special player. Like, where's your CMC, your Derrick Henry, And it's like, I don't have one. And it cost me. But this year, I was locked in, dude. I was up here. I was studying. I was doing mock drafts. And I knew kind of what I wanted to do this year. I had a couple wide receivers that I thought were going to take a big jump. And
big dump. Yep.
A big jump. And that was going to allow me to be able to draft different positions.
Right.
And Ricky Pearsall was my guy this year.
And this league, is it just like we draft every year? There's no keepers, no dynasty type of things.
No keepers, nothing like that. Every year we draft, and it's all bartenders besides me. And
this is that league. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, it's my brother's like friends. I had been trying to get in for a while, but there wasn't a spot, and then somebody quit, and then I was like, they asked me, and I was like, I'm in.
Slide right in.
Because I know I watch more football than all of them.
Yeah, and if $1,500 at the end of it is on the line, I would be the same way. I'd be like, let me do some mock drafts. Let me do 10 of them.
Here's my team.
Feeling nicey.
Yeah, I told you about that.
Yeah, McLaurin, Pearsall, McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Hawkinson, Franklin, Sly, Green Bay. Do you want to scroll down so I can see your bench? So far, your starting is nice.
Hey, you're right.
It's nicey.
That way. I actually just had the picture up, but I can do it.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, here's the
Travis Hunter's been disappointing so far.
Yeah. So the only reason Franklin was starting was because Xavier Worthy was ruled out at the last second.
Oof.
And I was like, okay. But yeah, Travis Hunter, Kincaid, I should have started him. Sampson, Calvin Austin, and I got Wicks as well. But
Dontavion Wicks, yeah.
Bad week for the Packers offense. But yeah, these are the other teams. Like I got like 162. Like the closest thing to me is like
123,
151 here.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Laporta Potties.
Yeah, but this guy,
that's a good name.
This guy has a 1-1 record, and I'm up here. So the only other guy is John's Crazy's team or whatever. Yeah. But he lost this week.
Big hit on Gibbs there, but not before he gets 8 yards. Third and short coming up. That's a good squad starting, though. I will say your running backs really good. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is an elite quarterback. Yeah. Like,
and I
Taylor. Who was it? Taylor and who else?
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, like those are good running backs to have.
And I knew that was going to be my plan because nobody trusted CMC this year. And I was very locked in to I was watching his camp footage. I was like, is there anything at all? And there was nothing there to be afraid of besides his injury history. But CMC, I was drafting 6th in this draft. And I told myself, if CMC is available at 6th overall, it's a no-brainer for me. I'm taking him.
Yeah.
And when it came back down, I got Jonathan Taylor. And I'm like, Jonathan Taylor's, those are the top two running backs right now in fantasy.
I was going to say, Jonathan Taylor is the Jonathan Taylor of 3 years ago. I mean, I was watching some of the highlights just now during the 3 minutes, and he was just shedding tackles like nothing. Jahmyr Gibbs with the ball up the middle. He's going to break free and get close to a first down. We'll see where he was down and where they're going to spot it, but it looks like a first down from our point of view. But yeah, man, Jonathan Taylor, CMC, those guys are nicey.
And then Lamar Jackson as my quarterback, he's gotten me 40 points every week so far. It's not even
that week 1, you were like, yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's I didn't even draft him, but I traded Mike Evans and Jordan Love for him. And now Mike Evans is hurt. And I swear, I had a feeling Mike Evans that hamstring was going to come back this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I traded him. And everyone was saying I was dumb for trading him. And I Googled it.
Who's dumb now?
There's a fantasy football trade fairness scale, something like that. And I put this trade in, and everybody said that I was wrong for this trade. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care because the scale's not considering that I think Ricky Pearsall is going to break out. And Ricky Pearsall is top 5 receiver right now in fantasy as well.
Really? He's that good?
Yeah, he's had over 100 yards in 2 of his 3 games with multiple touchdowns. And he leads the NFL in contested catches.
Great play there by the Lions. They toss it. Yeah, kind of a bit of a flea flicker. They get it to Montgomery. Montgomery throws somewhat of a backwards pass to Goff, and Goff throws it to Amon-Ra St. Brown inside the red zone for a first down.
Yeah, my fantasy grade, when you finish drafting, they grade you. I got a D.
All projections, all off the projections,
off their own projections. It's same thing with NFL draft. We're going to give you a grade.
Going deep, Goff, touchdown.
St. Brown.
There it is.
Money.
Is that who you had for the touchdown, or was that Laporta?
No, I had Laporta, but that was just a money grab.
Gotcha.
That was just a money throw. That's just a big money play.
Well, you need Laporta touchdown. Remind me, Hopkins, and then over 53?
51.5.
51.5. Okay. Well, it's 21-21.
Up to 60.
Yeah, I was gonna say right now. 21-21. That's 42 points. 42 points right now total. I mean, I can't see either of these teams, a combination of these teams, not scoring more than 10 points as the extra point goes through, and we have got a tie game in the third with just over 5 minutes left.
I'm gonna go Derrick Henry to score a touchdown on this next drive.
Ooh,
it's plus 700, or Mark Andrews plus 1,500. Lamar Jackson's plus 1,500 to score a touchdown on this next drive. But I think Derrick Henry's the safest bet. They get down to the goal line, they hand him the ball.
Yeah,
it's a very common thing. And then
remind me again, if it's plus 1,500, that means that it is less likely to happen.
So if let's say like the Ravens were 3-point favorites, and I said I'm going to take the Ravens -3. That would typically be like -135, which means like if I bet $135, I'd win like 100.
Okay.
If it's +100, then if I bet 100, I would win 100. It's like exactly back. So the higher the plus, the more money. For instance, the Derrick Henry to score touchdowns +700 because it's on this drive,
Mm-hmm.
the Ravens' 6th drive. So if I bet 100, it would win 700 +700.
You'd win 700 if you put 100.
Yeah. So if I did Lamar Jackson at +1500, if I bet 100, it would win 1500.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's kind of where the number comes from. It's like if you bet 100, that's how much you win.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, because I was always like, I always never understood.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
The -135, or like the money lines. You know what I mean? Like to me, I still can't get the money lines. The plus, the minuses, the favored, that stuff. I can understand the spreads. I understand that. The money line to me, I still can't really wrap my head around fully yet.
So the money line right now, this is live. The Ravens are 3.5-point favorites. So they're -250. So if I bet 100 on them, I would win $40 only. But,
okay.
But the Lions money line's +190. So $100 would win $190.
Okay. So
I think it's going to be within 3, though, don't you?
I think so. I mean, it's back and forth so far. Both of these teams have only had one drive that has not resulted in. Actually, the Ravens now have 2 that have not resulted in any points, whereas the Lions, I think it was only their second drive in which they haven't scored any points. So, I mean, it's still back and forth right now. Oh no, the drive before the half. So both these teams have 2 drives that have not resulted in points. But I think the back and forth, yeah, I think it's going to be within 3. If this game just keeps going the way it's been going, yeah, I can see that. I just think the fourth quarter is going to be a wild fourth quarter.
Yeah.
kind of like Crafty saying the week 1 version of the Ravens D makes for more exciting games. I think that's what's good. That might happen.
Justice Hill scoring on this drive is +2,700. I think that's a good value because sometimes he gets those little dump offs and turns them into a 15-yard touchdown.
Quick throw left side. It's going to be Zay Flowers, who weaves his way through the defense to get about 7 yards on that pass. And I was going to say Mark Andrews, prior to today's game, had a total of 2 receptions and 7 yards. Tonight, he has got 5 receptions, 64 yards, and that touchdown. So, been looking better. Richard in the chat. Richard, what up?
What's up, Richard?
2nd and 3. Lamar hands it off. No, he doesn't. He's going to throw. He moves up in the pocket. And he's going to get sacked. Launched. No. My God. 4:23 and counting.
Man, I gotta just like accept that the Lions pass rush is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because look, the only reason they're able to do this is because of the gap integrity. Look, everyone stays in their gap. What happens is when players get greedy, they want to get the sack, so they kind of forfeit their responsibility to over pursue, and then Lamar breaks your legs, and then this is wide open over here.
Yep.
But when you keep your gap integrity, there's nowhere to run.
Oh, and just misses Bateman. Bateman got a hand on it, but it was still just a bit out of reach. 4th and 10 for the Ravens. That is not how you wanted that drive to go if you're the Ravens. You just got stopped straight up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now the Lions, it's gone down to +2.5 because of that stop right there.
3:47 left in this third quarter, 4th and 10. The Ravens are ready to punt here. Jordan Stout back at the 25, gets the punt off, and it's going to be fielded at around the – no, it's not going to be fielded, and the Ravens get a bounce that helps them, and they get it inside the 5. Wow. At around the 4-yard line. This punter right now, like the 2 punts that he has had so far have been really, really good. Like both punts have landed inside the 5-yard line, or at least inside the 10, and have been either downed or stopped inside the 10-yard line. So credit to the punter.
Yeah, one thing I'm surprised though, I haven't seen really the Lions stick with the run here. I mean, they were running the ball so well, and then they just stopped.
And I think you were, I think you went to use the bathroom or something, but Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery have each scored a touchdown in 11 games, and that is the record for most by running backs on a team. And their one game for some super OG running backs from the Packers who had 10 games with a rushing touchdown each. So They've got the record for most games as a running back duo teammates to score a touchdown in the same game.
That's crazy. And I bet it was A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones.
No, this is like, when I say OG, I'm talking about like 60s, 70s. Yeah. I'm hungry.
90s.
What was the running back? The fat guy?
Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy. That guy was a unit, dude.
Yeah. One of my favorite players for Green Bay, I remember I had a jersey when I went to the NFC Championship game. I was like 10. Yeah. It was Favre's last game, and it was Ryan Grant.
Ryan Grant, number 25 for the Packers. I remember.
I thought he was 20. Is he 25?
I'm pretty sure he was 25, unless I'm thinking of A.J. Dillon.
You might be right. I thought it was 20. I mean, I knew it was 20. I thought it was 20, but
let's see. Ryan Grant images with the Packers.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah. Where did he come from? What college did he go to? Because I remember Notre Dame. That's why I remember him, because I was like, man, I liked him at Notre Dame. And then he went to the Packers and I was like, trash.
I never liked him.
Yeah, I never liked him. Don't even know his name.
Never believed in him.
All right. Last time the Lions were inside the 5, they were able to get out of it on the second play. Let's see if they can get some of the same success here. Under centers, Jared Goff. Motions, takes the snap, going to hand it off, and it's going to be David Montgomery able to get past the defense into the second level and up to the 15-yard line for a first down. There it is. They got out of it. Man, they are backs against the wall. Just give it to one of your guys and you're good.
I remember there was a game last year, and the way it worked was like the team that had to punt it, they were just trying to get the ball back, but they basically punted it, and the other team was in like 5 yards away from field goal range. But you knew they were just going to run the ball and make them use all their timeouts.
Oh, incomplete there, just out of the reach of Mon-Ra St. Brown.
You knew that the team was like, we're not going to throw it, we're just going to run it. You're going to use all your timeouts, and we're going to attempt a field goal to try to make it a 2-possession game. And I was surprised because it said like 12th drive result, field goal was plus like 450. And I'm like, this is like a guarantee they're going to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
So I put like $50 on it and won like $300 on it.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh my God, how is that even possible?
Big run by Montgomery, 40, midfield, 40, 30, 20, gets taken down inside the 15-yard line. Big run by David Montgomery. God, I miss him so much.
That was so sick. And I was just saying they need to get back to running the football.
You called it. Just to comment on that bet you made, don't you love when you're just like, oh, I know they're going to get points. So this is almost like guaranteed money.
Yeah, I was surprised because I'm like, I mean, it was so obvious that they were just going to run it 3 times. And they don't even need to make the field goal. Just attempting it won the bet.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. I was like, that must have been a mistake.
Jahmyr Gibbs up the middle gets about 6 yards. It's going to be a 2nd and 4 coming up. They need to get to about the 3-yard line for a first down. And back comes out David Montgomery.
Here comes, what is it? Sonic and
somebody put it on here in the comments.
Sonic.
Was it Edub? Sonic and Knuckles.
Knuckles.
Yeah. Edub, I'm glad you put that in the chat because I would have forgotten that.
If this ends in a field goal or a touchdown, what do you think, Rick?
Who's winning? Goff?
No, just
looking?
the drive, field goal or touchdown.
I'm gonna go 3rd and short here. I think the defense for the Ravens holds. I think the Lions are gonna come away with a field goal.
I think if I'm Dan Campbell, I'm not going for it here. But he does go for it. And usually a lot of people assume that Dan Campbell's just kind of going with his gut. But what I learned from watching Quarterback on Netflix was he tells his team in all throughout the week, he's like, hey, just so you guys know, like, we're going to be aggressive in this game. We're going to go for it on 4th down if it's 4 or less. These aren't momentary decisions on the field. They're pretty much decided on Tuesday. I was surprised about that because they like to paint his character as this emotional guy that's just kind of like throwing grass into the air and seeing the wind blow to tell him whether or not, to
the emotional meathead.
And it's like, I guess it's just not as cool of a story that he's a little more.
It kind of takes away from the legend that is Dan Campbell at this point, right? But I know what you mean because I just coaches, in my opinion, are so, and you can see it in their faces and the way they talk when they're doing pressers, interviews, whatever. They put so much effort into a game plan. They watch so much film. They analyze so much. And while they do count on their coordinators, assistants, and down the ladder, I just have a very hard time thinking exactly that, where they're just like, he's just like, yeah, we're going to go for it. You know what I mean? And here we go, 3rd and 4. Goff going to hand it off. Gibbs up the middle and gets stopped before the first down, 4th and short coming up.
And you just knew it was going to be one of these moments. And now, what are they going to do?
Oh, let's see.
They're gonna try to hard count and get a free first down before the 4th quarter starts, I think.
Let's see if the Ravens can hold here.
He just said he probably said like Red Roger, which means we're not snapping it here. Or maybe he's gonna come up really quick and wow, they're not even gonna try.
Yeah, he wasn't even looking. Yeah, I don't know about that.
What was that? That was
maybe they want that extra time between quarters to kind of see, hey, are we going for it or are we not? And if we are going for it, what's the play?
Yeah, but why not try the hard count and get a free first down?
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree.
I think it was because they don't want to risk getting a false start.
Yeah, and then you start the
really going for it.
And you start the 4th quarter off with an even bigger decision. Okay, now it's 4th and 5.
Right.
Or whatever. What are we going to do?
Yeah, I think them not wanting to risk a false start tells me they're going for it. And I don't think they're going to run it. I think they're going to fake the run, and Jared Goff's going to throw a touchdown pass to Laporta. Yeah,
and Laporta so far has been huge in terms of getting those first downs when they need them. I'm talking about the reason they got the first down the first time the punt sailed into inside the 5-yard line. The reason they were able to get that drive going was because Jared Goff threw a pass to Laporta. He hauled it in, first down. And in that last drive prior to this one they're in now, Laporta was again crucial in getting that first down for that offense. So Laporta's coming up with big time catches. So obviously the trust is there between Jared Goff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they run a play, like you're saying, with Laporta either in the end zone or at least past the sticks to continue the drive. But I'm liking the Laporta touchdown call.
Yeah, and it's almost like if they do that and they don't convert, Dan Campbell's never going to hear the end of it because A, there's going to be people saying, why don't you take the points? Like you have an opportunity to take a lead in the fourth quarter, but B, you just ran the ball on first down and got 6 yards. You ran it on, second down and you got 1 yard. But you got down here from an 80, 70 yard run. Like, don't get cute. You've proven over and over and over again that you can get 1 yard if you want to just run it. But then again, like sometimes it's not that easy, and you just have a gut feeling that if we run it here, we're not going to get it. And do you want to give the Ravens this big? See, I think I would kick the field goal here just to avoid giving the Ravens a momentum, because if they get a fourth down stop here, they're going to win this game.
Yeah,
it is. But I don't know. Like your defense has proven to you that taking a 3-point lead is something that maybe could win you the game if you can hang on to it.
Here we go. 4th and 1. They're going for it. Jared Goff under center. Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. Takes the snap. Hands it off. No, it's going to be a pitch. Trick play, touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs. He hands it off.
Wow.
To Amon-Ra St. Brown running right. And then Amon-Ra flips it to Jahmyr Gibbs, who gets it in the touchdown for a 4-yard rushing touchdown. Wow.
Is that technically a rushing or passing touchdown?
No, that's a rushing because it was a pitch.
Passing touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown no, because it was backwards.
Yeah. I think it was a handoff from Goff to St. Brown, and then St. Brown pitched it to Jahmyr Gibbs. Very good play call there, man. That was good.
Yeah, and for all those people that thought Ben Johnson being gone was going to turn the Lions into a boring team.
Yeah.
No.
We were correct. I mean, wrong.
Look, I think people really, one of the things they don't understand is like, we give so much credit to one coach, but think about it. When you go into these meetings, there's a quarterback coach, there's a head coach, there's an offensive coordinator, there's an offensive specialist, there's a quality control coach, there's an analytic guy. There's all of these guys, and they're in these meetings together. They're drawing these plays up all together. Just because one guy's gone doesn't mean that these guys haven't been picking Ben Johnson's brain and vice versa for the last 3 years. Like, you kind of learn the way a player is. Like, if you're with somebody long enough, you know what they're thinking. You can finish their
sandwiches.
Exactly. And I think a lot of times people assume like one coach is gone and now it's like, oh, no one's going to, this is going to be a boring offense. How could they be creative? It's like, dude, it's not like Ben Johnson was hiding this from his staff for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
They were all very much involved. And I'm sure they learned something from each other, and like that's going to stay with the team. They're not going to just turn into Bill Belichick.
Yeah. And while it is difficult to leave both to have both coordinators, defensive and offensive, like leave, we've seen it where it's been done where you can still have success. The Lions are clearly showing it. Take away that week 1 loss and against the Packers, and it looked like, oh man, they don't look good. But you take last week against the Bears where they threw a 50 burger down, this week against the Ravens where they're already scoring 4 touchdowns. Like you said, it's not like their offense is going to fall apart just like that, because while Ben Johnson was clearly like the mastermind, these other guys, like you said, not only are studying what Johnson's doing, but they're creating their own things. Like, oh man, you know what would be good if we do this play? Amon-Ra St. Brown handoff, pitch to Jahmyr Gibbs when the defense is going to be thinking about this and going this way, and instead we go that way. Like you said, there's plenty of levels to this stuff, and it's almost like that next man up mentality, but in coordinator terms now.
Yeah, and that play only works too if I believe that was Laporta nails that block or sells his route. Man, I had to go. I got a cleaning from the dentist, 10, 20, 27-yard line. Oh, late flag.
Oh, that's going to be a flag. Yeah.
That's going to be a flag for sure. No flag. Surprised.
Wow. That is very surprising. All right. I guess they're going to start from the 28-yard line or so.
We're doing that now. So I had to go to the dentist, get a cleaning, and then I went and got a haircut right after. And when I was pulling in to get my haircut, I saw a dad on the side of the road holding a sign that was like, anything helps. But and he had his kid with him.
Oof.
I've never seen this with the kid.
Yeah.
In Miami, he's got a lot of homeless, but I've never seen it with the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid was like, pretty hefty kid. I'm like, he's eating. But sorry, it's probably not funny, but he had like an
still funny
oversized t-shirt that was obviously like super dirty, and I was just like, is this even legal? Like, if a cop drives past, like, are you allowed to be home with your kid? Like, isn't that like you gotta like the state would intervene in some?
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah,
taking them home, here.
Overthrows Zay Flowers there. But yeah,
I like Mary's pregnant. I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
But I was also like, well, maybe someone like from the state a cop will see that and be like, we don't let kids be homeless, right? I would hope so.
You'd think so. Yeah, you'd think so.
Because like, I know how strict they were, in my situation, like, and I wasn't homeless,
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I guess it depends on the situation, but I would really hope that they are not at least letting children just not have everything they need, as Lamar Jackson is back to pass over the middle, caught.
Oh,
Rashad Bateman into Lions territory across the 50 at around the 48-yard line.
The movie, it's on Netflix. It's called A Marriage Story.
Yes, with what's her name?
Scarlett Johansson.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched that the other day, and that was like exactly how my situation went, where it was like, and it was like brought up a lot of emotions, but
yeah,
it's just crazy how like the state can care so much when there's tens of thousands of dollars being poured onto a case, but then some kid's homeless and no one bats an eye,
And on a toss here, Derrick Henry gets about 2 yards on the right side, but there is a flag. And Ginger, real quick, prayers up for your friend. Hopefully everything kind of goes.
That's what reminded me of this. I was like, man, I just was like, that's
yeah. Hopefully everything goes well with your friend there, Ginge. But yeah, hopefully everything goes well there. And there's a personal foul, Brian Branch on a low block there. You can't do that anymore with the leading blocker, which it's player safety, but I also think it's kind of a cheat code for teams to have a leading blocker like that, knowing that the defender can't do anything about it except get blocked.
Yeah, and if there's one thing the Ravens are good at, it's exploiting, right? Have you seen The Blind Side?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just watched that movie where
15 minutes left. First and 10. Lamar Jackson under center. And there's going to be a false start. You're an idiot.
What is that? Have you seen that movie where they adopt like a bunch of kids? It's Mark Wahlberg, and it's called like Modern Family, or no,
that's a show, but they adopt 3 siblings.
Yeah.
2 girls and a boy. Yeah.
It's like
Mark
Jose, And then the mom is like Juan. No, his name's Juan. And then I remember the mom's like, she's talking to the grandma's talking to the daughter, and the daughter's like, I'm dating a guy and his name's like James. And she's like, so is that Hames? Because like the J's are H's, and it's like, I'm like,
She's
oh
like,
my God, I cringe so hard when I see like white people try to sound cultured. And like they're like, it's like they're like patronizing them, like
and a part of me is like, okay, I know they mean well, but the other part's like,
it's like, God,
okay.
Get out of your comfort zone once in a while and go travel.
Yeah, like it's fine. You don't have to try to overcompensate.
Right. It's like it makes you look guilty when you It's like, why can't you just be normal?
Why can't you just be normal? Lamar back to pass, 2nd and 15, looking, throwing right side, caught. Has he been touched? Bateman again on a crucial catch.
A day. And the Ravens, when Bateman can't go, they utilize a lot of the 12 personnel with the 2 tight end sets. But whenever Bateman's healthy, they go 3 wide receivers with Mark Andrews. And I think, in my opinion, that's when they're at their best.
Yeah.
Those 3 players are all fast. They can get into space. And Lamar's better than anybody at buying time. And look, that's exactly what we're seeing here.
In the red zone, Lamar back to pass. No, he's going to take it himself, running right. He's got a block, and he gets taken down by Reeder. Good job by Reeder there to hook on the leg and not let go. Lamar gets 1 yard on that run.
There was a guy named Bugs on the Lions. I remember his last name was Bugs. And I was like, I like that guy. I don't know why. He's just like such a big guy, but his last name's Bugs. Do you remember Bugs?
It rings a bell, but I can't really remember.
Okay. He was on the team like last year, and I was like, what happened to Bugs? And don't look it up. It's so bad.
No.
I was like, he's not the cute, jolly guy I thought he was.
Lunch. Nom, 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 nom.
Sometimes, like, when you see a really just like big man with the last name that's like Bugs, it's like a gentle giant, it's like, it's cute. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like, I like Bugs. I feel like he would give me a good hug.
There is a guy, I was going to say, there was a guy on the Bears well over a decade ago. His name was Tank Johnson, number 99. And I was like, there is no better number for a guy named Tank Johnson on the defensive line. Like, that is pure poetry in motion like that. 4 sacks for the Lions.
Number 96, Isaiah Bugs.
Now, okay, that kind of, again, it rings a bell. I just don't remember. Lamar back to pass out of the red zone, trying to get back in the red zone, looking. Oh, makes a move. Zach, lunch again.
Wow.
Nom, 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 nom. Double lunch, Crafty.
Jeez.
4th down.
And this defense is starting to make they're sending a message on the national stage right here.
It's a handful of sacks. That's 5.
This is no longer like just a pretty good defense having a big game. Like, this is one of those games where it's like, okay, the Lions, maybe their offense does go down a couple points because of Ben Johnson, but the defense is where they're going to win their football games, because this is one of the hardest. I think it's the hardest sack in the NFL. Yeah. And they got 5 sacks tonight. And Aiden Hutchinson being healthy, he missed that.
Oh, he just got it. Oh, my God. I thought he missed that.
Did he, though?
Did he? And the
I don't know about that. You're saying it's good. I don't know.
Let's see here on this replay. I don't know. What the hell? That wasn't even a good replay. The other
fans were so confident. Like, no question about it. It's like, really?
I just don't like that replay. Refs threw them a bone there. Crafty might be right.
When it goes so high, it's not a matter of like whether it went through the uprights anymore, because it's not. If it's underneath the uprights, you can tell, because if it doesn't, it'll either boom or it'll go on the outside. But if it's so high that it doesn't even, even if it were to be in line with the upright, it wouldn't doink because it was so high.
Exactly, yeah.
And that was one of those that was so high that it wouldn't have doinked even if it. So we really don't know.
So the opening line for this was, I believe, 50.5 on ESPN, and that over just hit with that field goal.
Here's Bugs, by the way.
96?
96. Bugs.
Okay.
And look, there he is giving a hug. And he knew he was a good hugger. But no, I was wondering what happened to him. And apparently, like, one of his houses, he was, like, not there for a long time. And somebody was like, there's dogs in there. And they went in there, and he had, like, 14 dogs that were just, like.
We talked about this over the off season. I remember bringing it up. Yeah. I forget exactly when it happened, but I do remember either you and I discussing it prior to a show or us talking about it during the show. I can't remember if it was before or after, but I was like, oh my God. And they were just like malnourished, and it was, it just got through.
Okay.
Wow. That's
Tom
insane.
Pelissero actually said, statement from free agent defensive tackle Isaiah Bugs. This is April 16th from this year, who says they've dismissed the charges against his client. Bugs, who won the Super Bowl with the Chiefs, is eligible to sign anywhere immediately. So Bugs put out in April 16th. So we talked about this way before April.
Yeah.
And this basically got thrown away. And then Bugs brought it up saying like, hey, there's no problem. I can go and join a team. And, I'm sure to pay legal bills, he needs to play. And because that shit's not cheap. And I don't know if he got picked up.
Yeah, I don't know either. I definitely haven't heard his name, but I think that's why it rang a bell for me. I was like, I'm pretty sure we talked about this. Also, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Kyler Murray posted one of the
with the purses.
No, and I'll talk about it here after this play. 1st and 10 for the Lions at the 35-yard line. Under center is Jared Goff. 9:33 left in this game. Going to hand it off. Jahmyr Gibbs up the middle and is going to get taken down after about 4 or 5 yards. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Kyler Murray just recently, I can't remember if it was after the game or before his game in week 3, posted a picture of him in a Michael Vick Virginia Tech jersey with his dog. And a pit bull.
I saw that.
And I was like, don't you have people to tell you that this is not a good idea, you absolute moron?
Yeah, I don't know if that was on purpose, but I think it was.
Oh, good pass break up there by Nate Wiggins. And that is every Baltimore fan right there. But
think it was intentional. It's like
I don't get it.
Well, rock stars are known for this. They're like, they have the burning crosses and upside down, and then the moms are like, oh, they're satanic worshiping. But if you actually talk to them, they're like, no, we just like that it's offensive. Like,
we just like to cause a stir
rise out of you. Like, that's what rock and roll is. It's to call people out on their obsessions, and like, I think that's what he's doing, because he went to the game with 2 purses on yesterday.
Throw the flag. There you go. Delay a game. But yeah.
Did you see that he had the big purse and then he had another purse?
I know I didn't see the purses thing. I think the only thing that got to my attention was the Michael Vick jersey thing.
So just putting it together, like, okay, he had the purses, and then last week it was the Vick thing. I think he's going through like a little bit of a rebellion stage.
That's so, and it's like he's so small in comparison to a lot of these NFLers that it's just like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, so did they get the timeout or did they throw the flag? Let's see what they say here. If it's a flag, it's going to be a 3rd and 10, but no, they did get the timeout. So the Lions were actually able to get the timeout. They're down to 1 timeout left in this game. 57 game sack streak, 0 sacks so far against the Lions. Ravens defense. Back to pass. Goff looking, gonna run it himself. No, throws it incomplete. 4th and 5.
Wow.
Lions unable to convert. And let's see if it's going to be a punt or if they got some trickery up their sleeves. Either way, 4th and 5 upcoming.
Yeah, 4th and 5, and it looks like they're going to punt.
Yeah. I mean, they're close to midfield at around the 40, but
you don't want to mess around with this.
Yeah, and that was a holding there on 93.
You got to catch that ball, though.
Here's the punt by Jack Fox. Going to be fielded at around the 11. Going to be taken to the left side, to the 20, to the 21 is where the Ravens will start their next drive.
He wanted to reverse field so fast.
He did, yeah.
He forgot that his last name's Mester, not Hester.
Like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
This is Kyler Murray going into the game on Sunday.
Look, my quarterback's Caleb Williams. I'm all about being yourself, dressing the way you want to dress. That looks like a mom who's going to Target at 2:30 in the afternoon. That is the fit. That's the fit that he's got going on. And honestly, I'm kind of attracted to it right now. I'm just kidding.
No, I like the outfit. I mean, first thing, I don't know, like, if we're talking about, like, is that the best way, like, to carry your stuff? I don't think so. Like, 2 separate bags. Like, me personally, I'd rather have one really nice bag. But, like,
nice duffel.
Yeah, like, whatever. I probably, out of my family, I get the most shit for this, and they'll all laugh at me. Well, Mary will even make jokes like, "Oh, I have to hide my clothes so he doesn't wear them." I do. I shop in the women's department all the time, and it's not a big deal. It's like women's clothes are made softer, and I love soft clothes. Like, and now if it like cuts in and the sleeves are like, that's different. But if you're talking like a robe, dude, go to the women's department, and there's a brand called like Barefoot. Feel those robes.
Yeah.
And tell me, go put it on in the dressing room, look at yourself. Tell me if there's anything feminine about wearing better clothes. Like,
that's true.
They don't wear, I don't know, like the way they paint men is like, men don't give a crap about, quality clothes. Like, I'm talking about your
I like quality
stores. They like, you go to the men's robes and there's like 2 options, and one of them's got like NASCARs on it, and the other one's like footballs. And I'm like, why can't we have nice quality stuff? Like, why do they think men are just like dumb? Like,
I couldn't agree more. And there's a reason why one of the biggest ones is like women buy men's razors because they're better.
I buy women's razors because I thought they were better. I buy the
really
Glide.
Yeah, I've heard a little different from women. Here we go. Lamar Jackson hands it off. Fumble! Derrick Henry fumbles. Second primetime game in a row.
Derrick Henry in the last fumble was a costly 4th quarter fumble that let the Bills get back into it, and this was the exact same run. It was an right 34 right in the outside gap, got hit immediately. This is like the exact same play. Tomorrow you're going to see this play and the Bills play mirrored on top of each other.
Hutch.
This is exactly what happened in the Bills game.
Oh no, this is like you said, this is exactly what happened in the Bills game. It's like, and the ball went the same exact way, and Derrick Henry is pissed. He's so mad he threw not only his helmet but himself on that bench. Oh no. And the Lions are inside the red zone. Goff hands it off. Montgomery up the middle, gets about 3 yards on that run. Derrick Henry, for the second primetime game in a row, has fumbled in the fourth quarter. Oh no.
That's crazy. So Rick, this is what I'm talking about right here. So this
just like Dan Campbell drew it up.
This technically is, sorry, that was a little much. This is technically a woman's robe, right?
That looks so comfy.
But it is so comfy, and it's just pink, and you don't have to tie it like that. You know, you can tie it. I personally don't even tie mine. I just keep it open, you know, with some underwear or whatever.
Just balls out. I love it.
No,
David
like
Montgomery, first down inside the 5.
But yeah, they have different colors. Like I got the charcoal version of this, but man, they just don't. I wish they would make men's clothes the way they put into women's clothes. Like they have so much better selections. Sweatpants are now Nike has some good stuff, but
yeah,
outside of that, it's like there's just not a lot of good options.
And there's going to be a penalty on one of the linemen, 73 of the Lions, who had a face mask on defensive tackle Urban from the Ravens. So instead of that first down run by Montgomery, it's going to be a 2nd and 22 for the Lions. And oh my God, only running back with fumble in each of first 3 games. I didn't know he fumbled last week too. Oh God. Balls out. I love it. Rick, 9-22-25. All right. Well, they're out of the
minutes left in the game. 9 yards, 8 yards away from the red zone. Damn.
I will say, one thing I'm a complete slut for, and my wife will agree, is jackets. I love light jackets, like fall jackets, things like that. Like I bought one at Old Navy the other day.
I love this little cardigan I'm wearing.
And like hoodies, sweatshirts.
Hoodies is my thing. Like
jackets. Like if I see a military green zip up jacket, I'm like, I want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I saw a military green polo, like Ralph Lauren, like button up today, and it looked amazing.
Oh, dude, they're so nice. And I have a good amount of jackets. But every time I see one, I'm like, I want it. And I have to contain myself to only like 1 or 2 jackets per year, because I can go I'll spend all my money on jackets, because I love jackets.
That is my weakest like thing. Like,
yeah,
I will spend an absurd, I mean, not absurd, but like when it comes to clothes. Yeah. And I've always been this way. Like I always thought if I hit the lottery, the first place I would go is the mall.
And just new wardrobe.
Like, why wouldn't you, sit down with consultants? And I'm like, because I want to go blow money at the mall. Like,
yep. And the Lions make a field goal
decisions. Like I don't want to see a consultant. I want to go into my favorite stores and get all the things that I can never afford. Like,
yeah,
isn't that what everyone wants to do? Damn, look at Derrick Henry. He looks like he wants to cry.
Oh yeah, he looked like
I don't like seeing him like that.
I know, but
it's like seeing your dad cry or something.
There's nothing better than, and this was me as a kid, whenever Christmas would come around and I'd get like, new shoes, some new sweatshirts, some new shirts, pants, whatever. We would always, our family would celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, we'd get together, wait till midnight to open presents. And then the next day, because one of my cousins was born on Christmas Day, we'd go over to my aunt's house, celebrate his birthday, just get together again as a family. And I would always rock my new clothes that following day for the birthday party all the time.
You would open all your clothes after midnight, all your presents?
Well, we'd get together Christmas Eve, and then midnight came around, and we'd all open presents. Like that was just our
we would open one
tradition.
That was our tradition. Like Christmas Eve, you open one present, but did you open all of them?
We would open all of them. Yeah. And I know because I had, you know how sometimes like you've got, for example, every year as a kid, we would do Christmas with my grandmother's side of the family. And there was one year where we did it with my grandfather's side of the family, and they did exactly what you just said. They'd open one gift at midnight, and then the next day when everybody was up, all the adults were awake, okay, now we can open up the rest of the presents. That's how that side of the family would do it. And I was like, when that happened, I was like, wait, we don't get to open all the presents right now? You know, as a kid, you're like disappointed in my situation, but the next day, in those situations where we'd open all of them at midnight, I would go out with all my fresh new clothes, my shoes. And I do that even now when I go shopping, is like when I wear my new fits, I want to go outside and be seen with my new fits, dude. That's how it is. So that whole win the lottery, go to the mall or go to a department store and go clothes shopping. Yeah, that's me too.
Did you guys do anything on January 5th?
No.
Okay.
Hanukkah? What is that? Hanukkah?
No, January 5th, Three Kings Day. I didn't know much about it, but being, with Puerto Rican, it's very big in their culture where on January 5th, like the kids join their parents to cut fresh grass, and then they set it in a shoebox under their beds, and it's kind of like the cookies for Santa Claus.
Okay.
But it's cool because like all the houses will like cook, rice and beans and sofrito and like all these like what is the plantains?
Plátano.
The plantains, they come in that like the wrapper they come in.
The husk.
Tamales, I think.
Tamales. Yep, the husk.
So like they make these bomb meals, and then basically you knock on the door, and then like you bring a platter and you
lunch.
Oh, damn! But yeah, you go knock on the door and you like feast, and then they like go to the next house, and then they feast, and then they go to the next house, and it's like this thing where like it's kind of like a block party, but everybody like goes to everybody's house.
Oh, okay. That's a Puerto Rican tradition. I had no idea.
I didn't know anything about it, and
no, me neither.
But I was like, oh, I didn't know.
Always interesting to learn about like traditions the different cultures have. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson, 2nd and 16, dumps it off. Justice Hill is going to get about 4 yards, 3rd and 12 coming up, and 5:34 and counting in this game. And Ravens look a little lifeless after that sack. And Derrick Henry's on the sidelines right now. I don't know. They don't trust him.
Any of the Mexican traditions, like the All Souls Day from Day of the Dead? With there's a movie out there where they
Coco.
Yeah. Have you ever done anything like that?
No, not necessarily. Lamar under pressure, moving up. Is he going to get sacked? No, he's going to get a few yards before he gets taken down. My wife and I, though, I will say, we do the what's called an ofrenda, which means that we have like kind of how they have in the movie Coco, where you have pictures of all your relatives who passed away to kind of keep their memory alive with the orange, blue, or red colored of those specific flowers. I forget what they're called exactly. And the Ravens are going to punt here. So we started doing that over the last few years because I don't know. I just think it's a really nice. I think it's a really nice way to keep the memory and honor family members who have passed on. So I think it's a really, really cool thing to do. And we've started doing it.
I had just wrote. I don't post much on Facebook anymore, but I think I said something like maybe it was 3 weeks ago. or a month ago. Let me see if I can pull it up. But it was kind of about what you're describing, and I think it's just getting older. You kind of think differently about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I said, here it is. It's wild to think we're just 2 generations away from being forgotten. It's a haunting thought. Your life quirks, the dreams you chase could all dissolve into silence unless someone keeps your story alive. If you have grandparents or great-grandparents still here, don't let their memories slip away. Ask them about their parents' lives, their joys, their struggles. What was the scent of their home? What fears kept them up at night? Those fears, vivid details, are the heartbeat of your lineage. Each untold story is a root left untraced. A piece of you is lost to time. Recording their voices, writing down their words, or simply listening with intention can keep those memories alive. You're not just persevering their past, you're anchoring your own legacy. Don't wait until the chance is gone. Ask now. Keep the flame of who they were and who you are burning longer.
Yeah.
Because, like, isn't that wild? Like, I was thinking, like, how haunting, because, I had that near-death experience type thing. And I'm like, dude, it's like you got your kids and your kids' kids, and then you're just nobody. And I was like always so obsessed with like
legacy,
president, or like something that will live forever. And that's why the craziest thing about my accident was once it was in NATOPS, I felt this like comfort knowing that like there's a place that I'll be able to be for forever.
Isn't that wild though? And like
it is
in our job, like once there's something in those standard operating procedures, it is there forever unless there's a completely huge change. Jameer Gibbs up the middle is going to get maybe a yard or two, get stuffed at the line, under 3.5 minutes.
That's why
left.
I think I like creating music so much, is because music is something you can give to your kids, and it's like it'll be there forever. They can't take it away from you.
Yeah, it's like Beethoven. I mean, Beethoven is like well over 2 generations ago, and you still hear like so many of his compositions, I guess technically they're called. Like you still hear them. They're still
like
there.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Like the guy that made that song, like did he ever think like that be doing this for hundreds of years?
Yeah. Montgomery up the middle. 2 more yards, a 3rd and 6 upcoming for the Lions.
I think it's time for timeouts to start being called. But the Ravens are being smart because they're like, let's hold off, because if they pick up a first down here, they have to snap it one time. Actually, the 2-minute warning is right before 24. Yeah. So they have to snap it. That was a smart no timeout call here by the Ravens.
They have to.
Yep. They have to snap it, and then the 2-minute warning will stop it. And if they do convert, well, now you still have 3 timeouts.
So 3rd and 5 here, and like Kyle said, 6 seconds left before the 2-minute warning. Goff, snap, looking, gonna dump it off. Gibbs is gonna be down 2 yards before the first.
Oh my God! That Roquan Smith just saved the game type of tackle. Roquan Smith just made the play of the game for the Ravens.
2 minutes.
That is a hard open field tackle. And Roquan came up with that kind of speed because he had to be really fast because it was only 4 yards. He had to be so fast and still yet don't over pursue. And, Jameer breaks down and you go flying. He was able to go really fast without losing his hips. Man, that was a big play by Roquan.
Yeah, big time play by a big time player there to make sure that they're going to, I mean, more than likely the Lions are going to punt here with a touchdown lead, but I wouldn't put it past Dan Campbell on a 4th and 2 or 4th and 1.
Where they
maybe go for it.
You know what? I think if I'm Dan Campbell, I might go for it too. And if they asked me after the game, why didn't I punt it? I would say because I don't think 2 minutes and 3 timeouts for that offense is a challenge necessary. Like,
I agree.
If I have an opportunity to put the game away on my own, or at least get them to burn all their timeouts and then punt it, But like if you punt it now and they have 2 minutes and 3 timeouts, like that's not necessarily like an impossible. Like if there was 20 seconds, punt it, But with 2 minutes, it's like that's a lifetime for this offense. You might as well try to pick up the first down.
Yeah, and
either way, you're relying on your defense, no matter which path you choose.
Exactly, and it really is just, where do you want this Ravens offense to start? Right near midfield where you're at now. If you try to convert for a fourth and don't get it, or if you go for a punt, somewhere deeper in Ravens territory. But I think if they go for it and don't convert, and they ask Dan Campbell later, why didn't you punt? Give your defense a better starting position. I'd be like, well, my defense has already been doing well the last 2 offensive drives against the Ravens. They stopped them on the one prior to the fumble, and then they caused the fumble.
I got news for you, Rick. This is the first game of the year that's going into overtime. I'm calling it right now.
This is Kyle's overtime. Calling it. And the Ravens are going to win by 6.
This is overtime right here. It's going to be a touchdown, DeAndre Hopkins.
Here we go.
We're going to go into overtime. Laporta's going to get the game-winning touchdown, and they're going to win this game 37-31.
Oh, Kyle's calling it 37-31 after overtime. So 4th and 2. Jared Goff and the offense is out there. 1:56 left. Ravens have all 3 timeouts, under center. Jared Goff motions, takes a snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to pass it. He's got a wide open Amon-Ra St. Brown, complete to the 30-yard line of the Ravens. 1st and 10. Wow. Flag.
And
that
is exactly why I would have gone for it right there. No, I'm serious. I like the decision because it's like either way, you're relying on your defense to come up with a stop.
Yeah,
we just lost against the Chargers because we punted it. There is a spirit of fear that you will not win these kind of games if you play with.
Right.
You have to be aggressive. And by going for it, you also tell your defense, we trust you. Even if you have to come in on the 50, we trust you to get it done. Your defense comes in with a swagger when you put them in that kind of a position. When you punt the ball, you don't trust the offense, and you're just hoping the defense doesn't screw up. That's a different energy.
And that's that, too. You can trust the defense because they've sacked Lamar Jackson 6 times to the Lions 0. There's been pressure on the Ravens defensive line, but no sacks, and 6 on Lamar Jackson alone. A lot of those could be credited to Lamar Jackson not getting rid of the ball. Regardless, it's still impressive as Jared Goff is going to hand it off to Montgomery to the right side, has some field in front of him to the 10-5, touchdown, Lions. And that is going to be game.
I mean, not technically, it's not.
That is going to be.
No, think about it. They have 3 timeouts. Like the Ravens could literally score, kick off normal.
Yeah.
Use all their timeouts and still get the ball back. Like there's a lifetime to be played here.
They need to return this kickoff for a touchdown.
I wouldn't say that. They need to score in 1 minute. They need to kick it off with 40 seconds left because you're going to call 3 timeouts. They're going to burn. Wow. They're going to burn 10 seconds, and then you have 30 seconds at least. But if they can score in the next minute and keep all 3 timeouts, like, why not? Just kick it off normal instead of the onside and use your timeouts.
Yep.
Because if you do the onside kick and you burn all 3 timeouts, well, when they punt it, they're going to pin you back inside your 10. But if you kick it off normal and you use all 3 timeouts, at least you're going to return the punt probably to the 50 or the 40. Now you only need to go 40 yards with no timeouts in 40 seconds.
Personally, I think that's it. I'm just going to say, I love where you're coming from, but personally,
there's only like 3 teams that
I think that's game.
The Ravens, the Lions, and the Bills.
Yeah.
Are the 3 teams that I think I would say the Rams too.
Okay.
It's only the circumstances of the Ravens getting the ball right now and they have all 3 timeouts. So if they score, let's say in 1 minute, and they kick it off normal, burn all 3 timeouts, the Ravens are going to have the ball on the Lions 40, and they basically have 40 seconds to go 40 yards to tie the game.
Yeah. And all eyes are on Derrick Henry again for a late game fumble, as they're going to take this into the end zone, kneel it down. They're going to get to they're going to start off at the 35, right? 35-yard line, because it went in the end zone there.
This is going to be a 35, 40-yard gain. Zay Flowers right here.
And if they can score less than a minute, then it really, like, if they can do this first play, like you said, Zay Flowers, 30-yard pass, goes out of bounds. Next one, another pass in the end zone. Something like that. If they can get down there in 3 plays, less than a minute, Ravens fans should start believing. And now Lamar in the shotgun.
Offensive line needs to do a better job here.
Yes. Going deep, left side. He's got Bateman incomplete, and that was the big play you're looking for on that first down.
I like that they're here. I'm going to speed up here because I'm behind you.
Okay.
I see Jared Goff right now.
I see Jackson.
I see Lamar motioning a player.
No, I'm not there yet.
Okay, tell me when 81 motions.
Okay. Like the very start of that motion?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And they have almost 7 more minutes of 81 possession here. Lamar, shotgun. Showing pressure from the Lions. Takes the snap. Looking under pressure. Lamar's going to scramble. He's well back. Sack lunch.
Num.
That's Lamar, 7 sacks on the game for the Lions defense.
Lamar's got to roll that out. He's staying in the middle. I don't know why he's staying in the middle right there. Yep. Use your speed and roll to your right, and then look downfield and try to throw that ball on the run. You got to stop being afraid to roll outside the pocket. And the reason he is because of the gap integrity from the Lions.
Lamar back to pass, looking, gets it to Justice Hill, dumps it off on a 3rd and 26. He bounces off the tackles, going down the left sideline to the 50, all the way to the 45-yard line. Justice Hill not only gets a first down, but a big gain.
Justice Hill just saved the game for the Ravens. That is exactly what Justice Hill can get you right there. A bowling ball run. Yeah. And Campbell's pissed off right now because he's like, that is unexcusable. Wrap up. But he's a little guy. I mean, he's hard to bring down if you're not wrapping up. You can't just run into him.
And he bounced off those Lions defenders. 51 seconds left. Lamar in the shotgun, 3 wides, going to motion Zay Flowers on the right side, takes the snap in the pocket, goes deep left side, and it's going to be caught. Rashad Bateman inside the 30-yard line for a first down, 46 seconds.
Here we go.
They need this. They need to score before. What do you think? If they score and there's 30 seconds left, Kyle, what are you thinking?
I think they're going to try an onside kick, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, that is their best bet at this point because the Ravens still have all 3 timeouts. Obviously, they're passing the ball, getting out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Justice Hill to his left. Lamar back in the pocket, looking to pass, looking, moving up in the pocket. Going to take it himself now, running to the right. And he's going to go out of bounds after about a 4-yard gain. And no, the clock is going to keep running. 35. Oh, wait.
Yeah, 35.
Okay, it's 30. It stopped at 35. I thought the clock was still running. Oh, it was. The Ravens took a timeout.
So why? Because he was pushed out and he didn't go out on his own?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
But he was clearly trying to run out. That's such a weird rule.
I think so too. Like,
I think it should just be for clarity. Like, if you were out of bounds, clock stops. If you're tackled inbounds, clock runs.
Yeah, if your knee's down as you're going out of bounds, then the clock continues. But like you said, if you're pushed out, if you're running out, just stop the clock. It may just make it easier for everybody.
No, in my defense, when I had the Ravens like coming back, I had them scoring by now. They need to score right now.
Lamar showing pressure, going deep, left side, wide open, Mark Andrews.
There it is.
And he cuts inside, touchdown, 29 seconds left.
There it is, baby. Here we go.
They get to 30 points, and they're going to go for 2. Harbaugh signaling 2. And what I learned, I forgot if it was last week or week 1, the clock does not run on 2-point conversions. So here we go.
Playing for overtime.
Nope.
He's saying we're going to win this game outright. And here's how it goes. They get the 2-point conversion. A touchdown wins the game. They don't get the 2-point conversion. They still have an opportunity to go for 2 to tie the game.
Mm-hmm.
This is a gutsy call by Harbaugh, but he's saying this is the type of game where I don't feel like we would win in overtime. We got to win in a shootout.
All right. Lamar Jackson, 2-point conversion.
Go to Mark Andrews for old time's sakes.
Yeah. In the shotgun, motions Justin Hill going right. And he's going to throw it.
Flag down.
Almost intercepting the flag.
Holding on 16. It's going to be holding on 16.
So defensive holding, you're saying?
Yeah, defensive holding.
Defensive holding.
Ravens are going to.
32. Oh, you were close. You had half the number. You said 16. It was 32.
No. 16 was the player that was getting held.
Oh, okay. I get you now.
The player that committed it. Yeah.
That's funny then. 16 was being held by 32, which is double that number. God, I'm so good at math.
Dude,
all right.
Crazy. I know my eights too.
A second attempt here for a 2-point conversion. Lamar trips right, motions Justin Hill right side, takes the snap, looking in the pocket, throws it over the middle. No, he was wide open, Lamar.
Lamar is definitely having himself a weird day.
Oh, no.
Very unlike him.
And they get the touchdown, unable to convert on the 2-pointer with Zay Flowers wide open. 29 seconds left in this game, 38-30 Lions. And if they can get this onside, I think that's their only hope because they're only down to 2 timeouts.
One of these days, you guys are going to – I mean, look, if you're a Ravens fan and you left the stadium when the Lions went up 2 scores, how do you leave? I mean, like, know your team. Like, I get it if you're Cleveland. Yeah. You're like, we're not winning this game. Like, but the Ravens, the Ravens are one of those teams. Ravens, Lions, Eagles, Bills. Like, these are teams that can get you. You know, they can get you a touchdown in a minute.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, now unfortunately that timeout, they have to go onside here. But we saw an onside recovery this weekend.
Oh yeah. Who was it? I can't remember. I can't remember either.
I had to pee so bad, but I don't want to miss this.
I know, me too. I've been needing to pee for the last 10 minutes, but this is exciting. 29 seconds left. Here's the onside kick. And let's see if they can recover. And here's the kick. Oh, up in the air. Oh, no. What a great opportunity. And it's squandered by the special teams.
Sam Laporta seals the deal.
Wow. Damn, who's in the back?
That's going to be
God.
Game. And wow, the Lions are going to win that. I mean, you can't ask for a better onside kick than that.
That was perfect.
And man, that was a great onside kick.
I'll tell you this, Kyle, you had asked the question earlier. Is Mark Andrews off the shit list? Yes, because he's been replaced by Derrick Henry. Wow.
What if they fumbled?
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Ginger said, I'm at my best friend in the world's house now. Give my boy Tyler a shout out, please. Love this shit. Tyler, what up, Tyler?
My brother's name is Tyler, and Ginger's my brother, so you're also my brother now, Tyler. Make sure you sub. Ginger, grab his phone, open YouTube, and subscribe because he's been missing out on some of the best football content in America.
You know what? That's what I'm going to start saying now on our outros, where I'm going to be like, grab a random person's phone, subscribe on their phone.
Next time you see, like if Mary just walked into a bar, she'd be like, "Look at him putting his number in these girls' phones." I'm like, "You want to get my number? Let me see your phone." And then I'm just going to their YouTube app and subbing.
Yep.
I'm in there. She's like, "Okay, I thought you were giving her your number."
You're like, no, I want the subs more. Kyle, 38-30 Lions.
Wait, do you want to pee really quick collectively? We'll just pee really quick.
Yeah, let's pee. Let's pee for the post game. We will be right back.
That's right. Did you hear him? Until next week, our crew will be in Denver. Man, we need this. We need a good home game next week. Been on the road for 2 weeks in a row, playing the Chargers on the road, and then Colts, obviously. All right.
Crafty said, what the fuck? You both disappeared. All right. Yep. Nature called, KC. So, Kyle, another late game fumble by Derrick Henry leads to a win by the Lions. Unfortunately, not in overtime like you called, but the Lions win 38-30. Ravens had an opportunity to make it a 6-point game and missed the 2-point conversion. That was an insane game. A lot of points. Didn't expect the Ravens to lose at home. You want to go first on this post-game analysis, or would you like me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I think the surprising thing about this game was not that the Lions won this game. I was always taking the Lions with the points in this game. The Lions were like we talked about in the beginning, 4.5 points. I don't understand. It's like, why would the Lions? Why would this game be more than a field goal in any circumstance? You look at Detroit, who struggled week 1 against the Green Bay Packers, and then week 2 they score 50. Like, all you had to do is take a step back and look at Detroit and say, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Jamison Williams. Like, this is a loaded team. And the fact that they were getting 4.5, to me, I felt, I'm not even a Lions fan, and I felt disrespected.
Yeah.
But all that to say, like, I'm not surprised that the Lions won this game or that they kept it within 4.5. I'm surprised how they won this game. Like, the Detroit Lions dominated the line of scrimmage in this game. They were getting in the backfield. Detroit accounted for 255 rushing yards in this game. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery both had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jared Goff, 20 for 28, 202 yards, a touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It was a beautiful touchdown. Perfect throw, great catch, single coverage. I think that was Wiggins that was on St. Brown, who's a really good corner, but it was just a perfect throw. Lamar did everything he could. He was running around. He went 19 for 25, 247 passing yards, 2 touchdown throws. But the story is that he was sacked 7 times in this game, and he was constantly rolling around. And I'm used to him running for his life, but I'm not used to him not being able to get into space. And I felt like this game, like, I don't want to take anything away from the Lions, but I did feel like at times Lamar was capable of plays that he didn't make. For instance, the last sack he took, I thought that he could have rolled out to his right and bought some time and threw the ball downfield, and he just stayed in the middle and got sacked. And I'm kind of scratching my head on that a little bit. And I believe the reason he didn't roll out is because he tried that throughout the entire game. And I talked about gap integrity with the Lions, where there's selfless football. So no one's trying to over pursue to get the sack. The way you have to when you're playing a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen, you have to have gap integrity, because if you give up your gap and you try to go make a sack and you get burned, that whole side of the field is open, and these quarterbacks will go for 20 yards every time. So you have to stay in your lanes, and the Lions did that very well, to the point where I think we saw Lamar late in the game not even trying to roll out. Lamar did, I think, what he could with what he had in this game. The Lions moved to 2-1. The Ravens are 1-2, and this is similar to last year, where I was like, the Ravens are the best 1-2 team in the NFL. Now, you think like the Ravens, the Broncos, the Chiefs, these are three teams that are 1-2 that were playoff teams last year. I think that there's plenty of time to get it right, but I think the Ravens need to take a look at their offensive line. The onside kick, I thought, was a perfectly executed onside, but Sam Laporta was able to catch the ball.
Yeah.
So my big takeaway is that three things. Like, one, the Lions' pass rush and defense is insane. Aiden Hutchinson is a comeback player of the year lock. Number two, the Lions are back. And if you thought that the Lions were going to be a team that regresses, you were wrong.
Same.
Third thing is that the Baltimore Ravens are going to have the same results they've had last year and the year before, because they're not a different team. Their defense gives up big chunk plays. Their defense gives up too many rushing yards. Now, last year, their defense was able to be good at stopping the run. That was their bread and butter. I think they were first in the NFL, but they had the 30th ranked passing defense. So people would just throw it on the Ravens. But this is different. Like, we're seeing the Lions run for, like I said, 4 touchdowns on the ground, 200 and something yards on the ground, 250. What are we talking about? Like, this is what the Ravens are good at defensively.
Yeah.
So the Ravens right now is a head scratcher, and you're hoping that this is just a one-offer. And it's the same thing with like the Vikings blowing out, the Brown or the Bengals. It's like or the Seahawks blowing out the Saints. Now the Saints are 17.5 underdogs playing the Bills next week. 17.5 points. This is still the NFL, but you see people overreact. Like the Saints, the Saints got blown out by Seattle. So, what do you think Buffalo's going to do to them? It's like, that's not how the NFL works. Sometimes you just have to isolate one game and say, tonight the Ravens didn't play their best football, but I don't necessarily think it's an indictment on the team as a whole. But we have to also acknowledge that they were bullied, and the way they lost this game is concerning, because they beat the Ravens at what the Ravens do best. And that was what was the most surprising. No DeAndre Hopkins either. I don't know why we're not seeing more DeAndre Hopkins, but overall, a great team win for the Detroit Lions. And with Green Bay losing to Cleveland on the road, now the Lions and Packers are tied for first place. And if you're a Lions fan, you just went from thinking after the Packers beat you and dominated you and then dominated the Washington Commanders that you're a wild card team to we're going to win this division. That's how quick it turned for the Lions.
Yeah, I will hand up. I did, like, after week 1, did not expect the Lions offense or even the defense to really be there. Now, we know week 1 it's a wild card, betting wild cards, predictions wild cards. What the Lions have done the last 2 weeks is just put up points and dominate on the defensive side of the ball. And today was no different. They went, I think, maybe 3 or 4 drives out of their 8, 9 drives, whatever it was, offensive drives, without scoring anything, but they put up 38 points on this Ravens defense that is very talented. They got names up and down the board there and are proving that, hey, we may have lost Ben Johnson, we may have lost Aaron Glenn, but we are still the same Lions with the same talent, with a lot of the same coaches here and the same heart. And we are going to be in the conversation for not only a playoffs, but a division title and a Super Bowl. And I think even though it's only week 3, that is very much still a possibility for these Lions. Now, I know a lot of Lions fans are still kind of reeling from last year where they lost their first playoff matchup and were out when they were Super Bowl favorites, or at least Super Bowl game contenders in a lot of the media's eyes. But this is a very, very good game that they played, and a very good reminder that it is still the same offense, still the same defense that can get them to not only an NFC championship game, but possibly a Super Bowl. They dominated, like you said, the line of scrimmage. They made Lamar Jackson look silly whenever he was pressured. You had mentioned Lamar Jackson should have rolled right on that last sack, on that 7th sack that he had. I don't know if that would have helped, because all those sacks under all that pressure, Lamar Jackson did not seem like himself, because we've seen Lamar Jackson under pressure be able to get out of it, whether it is stepping up in the pocket or, like you said, rolling right, rolling left, doing some theatrics, getting out of that pressure and being able to either deliver a pass to an open wide receiver or take it himself for the first down, if not a few extra yards. Today, that defense with, anchored by Aiden Hutchinson and Anzalone made him look silly, made him look like he didn't know where he was. It reminds me of Sam Darnold being like, I'm seeing ghosts out there. That's what I think Lamar Jackson was saying, ghosts, because he didn't know how to get out of that pressure. And in games just like this, and we can go back to the Buffalo game, where how did he escape that pressure from Buffalo, right? Like, we were scratching our heads. We're like, this guy can get out of anything. And today, the Lions did not allow him to get out of that. And credit to the Lions defense, again, especially Aiden Hutchinson, Muhammad, Anzalone, DJ Reader. Like, these guys stepped up and made sure that Lamar Jackson cannot get out of anything to cause a big play. So credit to that defense. Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta was huge in those early downs for them, and even in the third quarter. He was huge and very, very instrumental in keeping drives going. I had mentioned it during the game that Laporta was there seemingly on almost every play where they needed a first down. It was Goff to Laporta, first down, Goff to Laporta, first down. He was very, very crucial in today's game. And I don't know if he scored a touchdown or not. Honestly, regardless if he scored a touchdown or not, he was just one of the most important players, in my opinion, in tonight's game. So credit to the offense for being able to get those first downs and keep drives alive when they needed to, and scoring against this very talented defense that is the Baltimore Ravens. Now, on the Ravens side, Lamar Jackson was not terrible in this game. 21 of 27, 288 yards with 3 touchdowns, an average of over 10.5 yards per throw. But the pressure got to him, and you could see that. We just talked about how good that defense played against Lamar Jackson, unable to get out of pressure and get those big plays that Lamar is known for. And of course, another late game fumble by Derrick Henry. They are down 7. They are down 1 score. The Ravens are starting the next drive. And similar to that week 1 Bills game, like you said, Kyle, gets the handoff, runs left. Aiden Hutchinson, I'm gonna peanut punch the ball out, gets the fumble. Lions recover. They go on to score. Another crucial fumble by Derrick Henry, who for the first time has fumbled in 3 straight games, and 2 of those being in prime time, when you can, when you have an opportunity to make it either tie it up, go with the lead, whatever the case was, Derrick Henry was not able to come through on a run, which is unfortunate because the first half and even into the third quarter, Derrick Henry looked like he was about to have another huge game. And if I'm looking at the stats here for Derrick Henry, 12 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown. Not one of those games where you're just like Derrick Henry absolutely dominated, and even more so after that fumble. So again, the scapegoat, I think, in this game, just like the Bills game, is going to be Derrick Henry fumbling. Now, he is still a force of nature to deal with, and any defensive coordinator and any player on that defense will tell you that. But when you have late game fumbles like that, like, there's a reason why he wasn't in a lot of those last offensive drives on the field for those, and it was Justice Hill instead. Not only because they needed speed, but because he's fumbled in 3 straight games, and 2 of those came in losses.
And I believe too, the Ravens play the Chiefs next week. So the Ravens are playing a Chiefs offensive line that has Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and Josh Simmons. So like they got manhandled today. They're going to get manhandled again on national TV next week. And you said Derrick Henry looked like he was on his way to have a big game. Buffalo, the first game of the year, he had 30 fantasy points. So he had 18 attempts, 169 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But last week against Cleveland, he had 2 fantasy points, 2. And then today he has 10. So what we are seeing is like that first game, an amazing game. But in these last 2 games, when they're playing, the offensive line is just more dominant. Like Buffalo's defense is the reason they play nickel and dime defense is because they don't have big guys. And Buffalo will get 30-point fantasy points. They'll give that up to Derrick Henry every time they play because that's why they have so many small guys that are athletic and they move around quick. But they don't have big dudes that can win in the trenches, and Cleveland does. Myles Garrett, that defensive line, you saw what they did to Green Bay, and now Detroit, and now Kansas City next week. Like Derrick Henry, not just the fumbles, but the offensive line, like it's starting to look like once is a bad game, 2 times it's not very disappointing, 3 times it's a trend. And if next week this offensive line gets manhandled by Kansas City and Derrick Henry has nowhere to run and he has another 2-3 point fantasy game, like people are going to start wondering, what are the Ravens good at this year? Because Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers, they're really good receivers, but we're not even seeing the passing attack have a ton of success. And I mean, they only scored, we have to also keep in mind they scored 81 points in their first 2 games, and now they've scored, 30. This is the least amount of points they've scored this year. It's 30. So as bad as the offense has been, like somehow they're scoring so much freaking points. But Derrick Henry's not like the reason for it. It's more Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and especially in these last 2 weeks, again, the fumbles, like you said, like 1, it's what the hell. 2, it's like, uh-oh. And 3, it's becoming a trend. So like you said, if he's going into Kansas City or playing against Kansas City and you got a Chris Jones being able to penetrate that line, and not only that, but stop Derrick Henry and make him fumble again, whether it's Jones or somebody else, then it really does become a problem. Can we trust Henry if we're down by a score, or are we going to have to bring in Justice Hill or let Lamar throw it? At that point, just like you saw tonight with the Lions, they don't trust Henry. He's not on the field right now in these last 2 offensive drives for the Ravens. Send everyone, because if Lamar can't get away from this pass rush and this pressure, guess what? He's going to get sacked. They're going to lose yards, and then they're going to go for those dump offs, screen passes that may or may not get them a lot of yardage in order for them to be in a position to win the game or at least score points. So a lot of this is credit to the Lions defense, because they were able to make Lamar look silly. And also, a big reason why the Ravens lost this game is the Ravens defense. Now, you see a lot of talent on that side of the ball. Nate Wiggins, freaking Roquan Smith. Like, you have names on this defense, but the pressure was not there. Sometimes they made Jared Goff move outside the pocket, maybe throw before he was ready to throw, but you got nothing to show for it. You got no, I don't believe they got any turnovers in this game. And I'm going to double check here. Interceptions, none. So no turnovers for this defense, no sacks. You got some pressure, but what did that pressure turn into? Maybe a 3 and out, and maybe a punt, but it also resulted in 38 points you gave up as a defense. If you're trying to apply pressure and you're not able to get to the quarterback, it's time for some in-game adjustments. Yeah. Whether that is laying off the pressure a little bit because you're getting beat by these receivers or by these plays, just the offense in general by the Lions, or get more pressure in there and get a sack, get a tackle for loss, get something that is going to amp this defense up and turn all the momentum to the Ravens side of the ball. But they were unable to do that. They applied pressure as much as they could. They just could not get to Goff. And that offensive line for the Lions did an amazing job these last couple of weeks in protecting Goff. So again, the Ravens defense, a bit lackluster in terms of winning the turnover game or even getting sacks, but also the offense for the Ravens is very lackluster as well in terms of when you need to get a first down, you're unable to. That offensive line just let anybody and everybody through from that defensive line. It was a tough go that second half for the Ravens. But again, you got to give all the credit here to the Lions because they mixed in some nice trick plays there on the offense, and the defense got home to Lamar Jackson and kept him contained in that pocket. They weren't letting him go anywhere to make a big play.
Yeah. And this is the Lions' second win against the Ravens on the road in the last, what is it? Let me see.
I was going to say Dan Campbell is now, because of this win tonight, is now 12-2 in primetime games. It's going to be tough to bet against them moving forward in any primetime games.
Yeah, Lions' second win all time versus the Ravens. And this was their first win ever against the Ravens on the road. And the final thing is, let me pull this up. Ravens Lions 2023, right? Mm-hmm. They lost 38-6. And when that game happened, it was I believe it was Monday Night Football or primetime. No, it wasn't. It was a daytime game. But the Lions were rolling, and they were at this point in the season. They were 5-1, and I remember this game vividly because we were streaming it. You and me. I was at my dad's house, and it was like this was supposed to be a great football game. And the Ravens got out to a 28-0 lead. Jesus. And then it was 35-0 in this game. And I just remember being like, what the hell happened? Like, the Ravens smoked the Lions. It's crazy that this is 2 years ago because it feels like yesterday that I was sitting at that computer streaming this with you.
I'm not sure why I can't remember that.
Packers and Broncos played the same day. Yeah. And this was the moment where Jordan Love turned the corner, right? This was the point in the season where the Packers lost to the Broncos this week, but then Jordan Love became, a good quarterback and then went to the playoffs, beat Dallas. This was week 7 of the 2023 season. And the Lions were the Super Bowl type of team, but the Ravens were also 5-1. And this was a real measuring stick game. And it was an embarrassment. I mean, the Ravens had benched all of their starters the fourth quarter. And Dan Campbell kept going for it on fourth down because they felt like they needed a touchdown because it was 28-0. But the Lions couldn't do anything. They couldn't convert any of their fourth downs. And they got embarrassed, like truly embarrassed. And this game definitely, it sounds crazy to be like, that they wouldn't remember. They remember that. They absolutely remember that. And this is a big revenge moment for the Detroit Lions, who feel like we are actually that team now. Like we were becoming that team when we played you, and you made us feel like we weren't there yet. But now, like, the fact that we can go on the road and beat you in the way we did it, out manning you physically, like we're no longer looking for anybody's approval. Like, we're going to come and take the respect. And that's where the Lions are at right now. And they just became, to me, a Super Bowl contender. This game showed me everything I need to see. Like, and we talked about it. Like, could the Lions, could they go to the NFC Championship and lose? Yes, but can they like sustain 3 straight postseason departures without it like creeping up and like ultimately hurting them? Like, I don't know if the Lions can emotionally handle another first round bounce from the playoffs. And that's what we've been saying about the Bills and the Ravens as well, but they keep showing up. And I think the Lions have like automatically became a playoff team tonight. Is that crazy to say they're a playoff team?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so one bit. And honestly, like,
they look better than they were last year.
They look really good, and especially going up against again another playoff team from last year. I honestly, after last week,
well, they have Hutchinson back,
and they have Hutchinson back, which is again like huge for them.
Yeah,
and the injuries was a big thing for the Lions last year too, and Aiden Hutchinson is huge in this game. I don't know if it's the same game if you don't have Aiden Hutchinson. Like, probably Muhammad and maybe Anzalone are able to get a couple sacks, but I don't know if it's the same game without Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, he's the one who caused the fumble on Derrick Henry, punching it out. This might be a completely
win this game without him.
I was going to say that this might be a reverse score, 38-30 Ravens, without the Aiden Hutchinson factor there. So he is not only a huge part of this team, but a huge part in winning games like this against playoff teams, AFC teams that have been in the playoffs for several years in a row, like the Ravens have been. But I was ready to put the Lions in one of those NFC contender type of teams after last week when they beat the Bears, and they did it so convincingly by, again, putting up 52 points, whatever it was. And now it's a little bit more solidified after scoring almost 40 on the Ravens. Now, the Ravens have let up 40 plus points against the Bills in week 1. Yeah, they let up only 17 against the Browns, and the Browns offense isn't anything to just be like, oh, wow, that's impressive. They're not an impressive offense whatsoever. They looked a little bit better in week 3 against the Packers, but again, I don't think they're going to be scoring 40 points anytime this season with Flacco as their quarterback. Regardless, the Lions showed up. The Lions showed up, and the Ravens in that first half looked like this was going to be a punch for punch type of game. Yeah. But the Lions defense ultimately said, nah, bro, we got this. And the Lions came away with the win.
And the Aiden Hutchinson effect, for those that maybe don't realize how big of a deal this is, like there was at least 4 of the sacks that we saw that even the ones Aiden Hutchinson wasn't accredited for, Lamar Jackson was only getting sacked because of him. He was forcing Lamar into the Detroit Lions on the other side. So like Aiden Hutchinson is a single-handed wrecking machine. TJ Watt, and this is why I said let Micah Parsons go for that much money. Let him go, because every year one of these comes up in the draft. It could be Abdul Carter, Aiden Hutchinson, TJ Watt, who was drafted 30th. You got Myles Garrett. There's like one great pass rusher in every draft. That's what we're finding. Jalen Carter is not really a pass rusher, but like
Jared Verse.
Thank you. Like there's one in every class. And without Hutchinson, because he broke his tibia week 6. Without Hutchinson, like the Lions defense looked a lot different. And people don't realize, like, if Hutchinson and that defense stayed healthy, Lions win the Super Bowl. They're at least in the NFC Championship against the Eagles, but they're not getting 45 points scored on them by the Commanders. Are you kidding me? But look, when Hutchinson was playing, remember, he was on a historic pace in 2024, and they were only 5 games into the season, and he already had 7.5 sacks in that season. And then he got injured. And in that first 5 games, when he was on the historic pace, the Lions were 3rd in the NFL or 5th in the NFL in fewest points allowed per game.
Wow. Yeah.
After Hutchinson left, the team gave up 27.5 points per game. I mean, that is insane. You go from top 5 defensively to almost giving up 30 points a game as an average. This is a guy that is more important than any other player on the Lions team, more important than anybody. But maybe Jared Goff. Okay. But on the defensive side of the ball and all of the offensive weapons, like Aiden Hutchinson's the guy. I don't think people realize how good he is yet, but they will. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to win all of those big awards, and he's going to be a Madden guy, like cover 99 overall, all of it. He's going to get it all.
99 club.
He's that type of a guy, and this is the year where he's coming to remind you. He broke his leg in a nasty way. If you don't remember how it looked, it was like complete fracture of the tibia and the fibia. It was a complete disconnect.
Look it up of your discretion.
Yeah. And that type of an injury, like it takes a little time, but now we're 3 games into the season and Hayden Hutchinson is starting to look like what we saw last year. And if that's going to be the case, then this Lions defense is going to be a problem every single week. Aiden Hutchinson's finally coming into form. And when he's in form, we have a large sample size that the Lions are a top 5 defense with him. Without him, they're a first round exit. That's just where they're at. That's how good he is.
And looking at the Lions schedule, these next 4 weeks, they've got Cleveland, at Cincinnati, at Kansas City, and Tampa Bay. At home against Tampa Bay and Cleveland. Those are, I would say, Cleveland's a win. Cincinnati with Jake Browning is a win. Kansas City's offensive woes, that's a good possibility for a win. Tampa Bay is the only one that I'm a little bit like, okay, can they get to Baker? And if so,
it'll be a gritty game.
It'll be a really gritty game, I think. I think when it's all said and done, the Lions, after tonight, weeks 4 through week 7, I think they go 3-1 in these next 4 weeks. They are 5-2 going into their bye week in week 8. And if you're a Lions fan or if you're just the Lions, you're feeling really, really good about yourself going to the bye week 5-2 after all the offseason chatter about how you're going to be less of a team. You're going to win a lot less games than you did the year prior. You're not as good as the Packers. You may not win the division. Super Bowl window closed. Going into week 8 with a 5-2 record, and the way you were able to beat the Ravens and the Bears and hopefully the Browns and the Bengals, I think you feel pretty good about yourself if you're a Lions fan or if you're the Lions team in general.
Yeah, and there's a lot of teams too that are right now. It looks bad. You're 1-2, like the Chiefs and the Ravens. But like, for instance, like if we go 6-1 in our next 7 games, then we're gonna be a 7-3 team, which is like it's all in front of you. It's easy to just think like the season's over. We're 1-2, and it's like, look, for us, we got Bengals, the Eagles. That's our one loss in case we lose it. But then the Jets, the Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders, like we can win those games. And like you just have to forget about the loss. Like for the Lions, they're in good shape. But for the Ravens, I'm talking about the Ravens and the Chiefs and all the other 1-2 teams right now, like the Bears. And you just have to start stacking wins. You can't get caught up in what was. Because and right now, especially Broncos country, like our fans are burning it all down. Okay. And it's silly because we were 1-2 last year at this time and we won 10 games and went to the playoffs. And it's like, they don't remember any of it. They don't remember any of it. And it's like, look, all you have to do is win your next game. And just look, the Bears win next week. They're 500 and they're not just 500, but they're 500 coming off big wins. And Caleb Williams looks great. Like this is the way you have to just take the next game and win that and not focus on the 1-2, because right now there is a lot of really good 1-2 teams and most of them will be in the playoffs, if not all of them. So don't get too caught up in it. If you're a Ravens fan, you're 1-2, you're still a playoff team. Remember the Pittsburgh Steelers had a 4-game lead on you last year.
You still got above them
and you won your division. So it's the football season. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And you just have to get better every week. Go back to the film room. The race every year is how fast you can correct all the things that you see on film. What's more important than Sunday is Monday, because Monday is when you get the film back and you look and you say, okay, we did this wrong, we're doing this wrong. And then from Tuesday to Saturday, it's can you rectify all of those things? And then we don't find out again till Sunday if you did. But if you are getting better every single week, the best teams, you want to see who wins the Super Bowl every year, look at the team that gets hot in November. That's the team that goes on. That's how the Giants won the Super Bowl with a 7-9 record. They got hot in November. So this is, it's all great, being 3-0 at this point, but really ultimately it doesn't matter. We see 3-0 teams go 7-10 every year. So it's a marathon, but the Ravens are going to be fine.
I was gonna say the same thing too. Like, I couldn't agree more. The Ravens, I think, are gonna be fine. Obviously, it's a tough loss, especially on primetime. 2 primetime games in a row where you really look bad late in these games. But Harbaugh's still a very good coach. Lamar Jackson is a very good quarterback. He's got 2 MVPs. You've still got a Derrick Henry who is a menace as a running back. And yes, he's had some really bad fumbles, but I if you're asking me right now, would you still want Derrick Henry on your team? That's a solid yes.
Absolutely.
That is a 100%. Give me Derrick Henry. I'll give you my first rounder, something like that, right? Like, it is just a yes. So while he has had some late game blunders, he's going to be fine. You're still going to be pretty dominant on the offensive side of the ball. Just like Kyle said, this is a marathon, guys. We've still got 15 more games, 15 more weeks of football, 14 more games for each team. So there's
in between the Ravens and
Chiefs, time.
One of those teams is going to be 1-3 next week. 1-3. That is crazy, right? Who would have signed up for that? Ravens or Chiefs? Who do you got?
Yeah,
I mean, I would have gone Chiefs. I actually called.
I think you called it. I think you called it.
I could go back and pull it where I was like, they're going to be 1-3. But in all reality, like, both of these teams are going to feel like next week is their Super Bowl. Their fan bases are going to feel like if they lose, like, their season's over. But I'm pretty sure the Ravens were 1-3 last year, because I remember going on the podcast and being like, the Ravens are the best 1-3 team I've ever seen, ever, because they were losing games like 41-40 in these absurd ways. Like, remember, the Ravens lost to Buffalo. Actually, the score was 41-40 in the Buffalo game, but the Ravens are the best at losing heartbreaking games, and no coach has lost more games when leading by 2 possessions or more in the fourth quarter than the Ravens. They are officially like the choke artists of the NFL.
They were 0-2, then went on a 5-game winning streak. Wins against Dallas, Buffalo, Cincinnati in overtime, Washington, and Tampa. So they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs on the toe from likely. Vegas 26-23, where we were just like, what? They win against Dallas. They're 1-2 going into, or not into Buffalo, at home versus Buffalo, and they smoked the Bills 35-10. So basically what Kyle's saying is, you've been here. The Ravens have been here after 3 weeks at 1-2, and you guys still went into the playoffs with a head full of steam. You made it to the divisional round until you bumped into a Bills team that just wanted it a little bit more. So again, this is a marathon, guys. There's still plenty of games left. There's still plenty of tape to watch and get better from. My biggest concern, though, is how well this Ravens defense is going to play from here on out, because they have let up a lot of points to playoff teams, especially late in those games. So that's my biggest concern, is the defense. And I'm sure a Ravens fan will tell you the same thing. The defense sucks right now. And there's lots of talent on that. Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith. It's just a big question mark right now. So that's really the only concern I have with the Ravens, is the defense, because they're banking on Lamar Jackson in that offense to win the games for them. And they're letting up a lot of points. But the biggest concern right now for the Ravens is that defense. They need to be better. And that's just plain old simple. You need to be better.
Yep. And we're in that part of the season where it's just like, if you're one of these teams, you just can't wait for your next opportunity to get the taste out of your mouth. I mean, back-to-back weeks, I've seen my team lose with 0 seconds on the clock. I mean, and losing to the 3-0 Chargers and the 3-0 Colts is not in the very last play of both games is not the worst thing in the world, but all you see is 1 and 2. That's all you see. Yep. You don't see context. You don't see who you played. None of it really matters. And if you're one of these teams, you're just like, God, can we just get to 500 and start stacking wins? I mean, it is an uncomfortable place to be. 1 and 2. It's gross. I hate it. You're a loser. You're a loser right now until you're not. You're a loser.
I like this comment by Crafty. King Henry will have to change his title to Jester if he keeps this up. That is also a concern, not going to lie. But
how many teams, Rick, do you think are winless right now without looking?
4.
That's a really good guess because...
Is it 3?
It's actually 5.
Oh, damn it.
You got the New York Jets,
Giants,
Titans, Dolphins, Saints.
There we go. Wait. Say that again. Giants, Jets,
Browns.
No, Browns won again.
No. It was not Browns. It's the Saints, Dolphins, Titans, Giants, and Jets.
That's 5. Yep.
Yeah. Jets,
wow, 2
Giants,
of them,
Titans, Dolphins, Saints.
2 of them from the AFC East. Can you say worst division in football? AFC East?
Oh, actually, the Texans as well. I'm sorry. So that's 6.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Jets, Dolphins, Texans, Titans, Giants,
and Saints.
6.
6 winless teams. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that are 1 and 2, or 5, 6, 7, because the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 7 teams that are 1 and 2 right now. But out of those 7 teams, it's the Baltimore Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Denver Broncos, the Chicago Bears, the Atlanta Falcons, the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders are going to be good, or the Patriots. The Raiders and Patriots I'll toss away, but the Bears and the Broncos and the and the Chiefs and the Ravens are all 1 and 2, and I think they could all be playoff teams for real.
I was going to say 13 out of the 32 teams in the NFL have 1 or no wins. Like that's early season for you. And again, the Ravens, I don't think there's any panic button to be hit yet, because again, you guys have been here last year. You've dealt with this. And yes, it's probably frustrating to see this again, because as a Bears fan, it's been frustrating to not have an offense for, 40 years in a row. So I'm there with you in terms of frustration with the team, but you got Lamar Jackson, you got Derrick Henry, you got Mark Andrews, who is playing really, really well, especially after this game. There's hope. You got Harbaugh as your coach. There's going to be hope. I don't think it's time to panic unless you're 1 and 5 after 6 weeks. Don't panic. You're fine. Right. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, that was Monday Night Football. We have the Lions with a 38-30 win over the Ravens in Baltimore. You heard Kyle and I's post-game analysis. We're going to be back on you did your week 3 recap already. So the next time we're back will be Thursday.
Well, I still have to do the other half of it.
Okay. So Kyle's still going to do another recap later on this week. And then we will be back with our predictions Thursday morning if you're on the West Coast, Thursday afternoon if you're in Central or Eastern time zones. But what a game. Another Derrick Henry fumble leads the Ravens to a loss, unfortunately, at home. But thank you guys so much to everybody who was here. We got Crafty, E-Dub, Jinja, Richard, KC. We had Nick in here, Liam, Lil E, Daniel Barry. We had a ton of people in here today on YouTube, on Twitch. We appreciate all you guys. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow us on Twitch. We would really appreciate it very, very, very much. And thank you guys again for joining us. And before we get out of here, go follow us on X at Only Football Pod and at NFL with Kyle. Obviously, we're going to keep it going here on YouTube. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and follow us on Twitch if you're watching us on Twitch. Again, we appreciate everything from you guys, all the likes, all the super chats, all the memberships, everything. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys again so much. Long live Bill. Long live Bill. Always in our hearts. Always on this show. For as long as we do this show, Bill will be a constant on this show. So thank you guys again so much for being here. And Kyle, always a good time, brother.
Always a good time.